Good evening and welcome to Richard Dick Blake Stadium. We are live here on the Brevard Sports Network on the campus of Cocoa High School for the Class 2A Regional Final between the Newberry Panthers and the Cocoa Tigers. I am joined right now by Caleb Cameraman Brown. Caleb, got a big game here. Logan's in the parking lot, but it's so packed here. He's still waiting to get in.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of faces on the sideline from Cocoa, kids that have gone off to college, and a lot of big news, but we'll get to that later. Let's talk about the Cocoa Tigers and their quest for a third straight state title tonight.
Yeah, look, Cocoa's on the quest for the three-peat, and I'll tell you what, this should be a good game. Alan and I have said. Oh, no, she's – oh, louder? Okay. All right, we can do that. We can be louder. All right. All right, so, look, Cocoa is on the quest for the three-peat, and this should be a good game here. Newberry's got some athletes, and we will talk about them. Newberry's athletes, some of them go both ways, so it will be interesting to see how that manages. Usually when you deal with a team like the Cocoa Tigers, that doesn't work in your favor.
Right, I mean, Caleb, they got a plethora of Division I athletes, but so do these Cocoa Tigers as we see them run onto the field. For me, Caleb, what sticks out, Cocoa's averaging 41 points a game, Newberry's averaging 32, but their defense is only giving up 12. They're led by two stud defensive linemen and a stud linebacker. One of them is an Ohio State commit, and the other is committed to the University of Miami. Newberry's head coach is Edward Johnson. He's in his sixth season. He's 47-20 and has led the Panthers to the state playoffs all 6 seasons, and he is 3-5. Of course, we know Ryan Schneider, the head coach in his 7th year at Cocoa High School, 71-18, 21-4. And he has had 4 state title game appearances, including 2 back-to-back titles for Coach Ryan Schneider. Cocoa has a total of 6 state titles. Some notable commits we just mentioned here from Newberry. Mekhi Newton, the defensive lineman, committed to the University of Miami. Jarquez Carter committed to the University of Ohio State, and he's had a big senior season. What sticks out to me, Caleb, is 15 sacks.
Yeah.
By the young man. That's not easy to do at any level, let alone high school football. And then we have Logan McLeod, the standout linebacker, committed to Wofford. He's a senior leader on that defensive unit for the Panthers. And then, of course, we all know about the Cocoa Tigers, right?
Yeah.
Javen Boggs committed to UCF. There's Logan. Jaquez Joyner committed to UCF. Nick Turner to FAU. Javion Hilson, multiple Power 4 offers. Cameo Jones committed to Lane College. And the big one today, because this paper says Brady Hart, Michigan, the flip and the recommit, Brady Hart to Texas A&M, headed out to the SEC.
Flip and reclass. Going to be, I guess he is going to be there in January now.
Yes, so they told me that Brady could potentially, let's all hope, lead these Cocoa Tigers to a state title, and he could be practicing for the bowl game with Texas A&M at the end of December.
That's exciting, man. That is exciting. Tell you what, it's a packed-out house here tonight, Bill.
Yeah, we were worried about you. We had to let everybody know that it was so packed that Logan had to park down the street.
I had to park on the other side over by the visiting side, and I'm just now getting my wind back. I sprinted over here. I thought I had more time than I did. But we're here now. The show can go on.
Mr. Jim Williams bought you a burger and Pepsi.
I see that.
Mr. Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Headed back to, where do you say, Korea tomorrow? Camp Casey, South Korea. Logan, we were kind of going over some of the defensive stats. The Tigers are plus 10 in turnover margin. But this Newberry offense, 1,200 yards passing this season. They're averaging 189 yards rushing per game, 121 passing. So they're averaging just around 310. They got 21 touchdowns passing and 22 touchdowns rushing. So a very balanced attack from Newberry.
Yeah, and we've seen this Cocoa defense has kind of been their Achilles heel in some of these bigger games. Particularly obviously Venice, but not a lot of people were stopping Venice. The Miami Norland game that I was here to watch. There were some things that offense was able to do to kind of exploit them. But, yeah, this is going to be a much more difficult matchup than what Coco's faced early on in the playoffs. This is a darn good football team, some D1 commits across the board. And like you said, it's not like you can just take one thing away for them offensively because they're pretty balanced. They can throw and pass the football.
And another impressive number, to me, Logan, you're a defensive coordinator when you're facing an offense. Just 3 interceptions and 2 fumbles all season for Newberry's offense.
That's the most frustrating because you do run into teams where you just can't generate a takeaway. And, takeaways win games. And we've seen this Coco team all year. They defensively have gotten takeaways. So kind of running into a situation where it's a lot more challenging. But, you got to do everything in your power to try and, rip that ball away and give your offense more opportunities.
Yeah, the leader on Coco's defense and tackles is Tyon Jacobs at 98, Nasir Jacobs at 93. Obviously, Hilson tackles for loss with 19. And then you look on the other side, you got Logan McLeod, 93. Jarquez Carter with 43 tackles for a loss and 15 sacks, as I mentioned earlier. So the Ohio State commit, a big task up front for this Coco O-line, and we'll see it right away as Newberry is set to kick off to the Tigers to start this regional final.
Chilly out there tonight, feeling like football.
I was told you're the best reader in town when it comes to those.
Oh, I can sell some ads. Good start.
Right away, Logan, for me, I see Coco's speed.
Yeah. It flashes every time. Every time you get a chance to come over here to Richard Dick Blake Stadium, you see what is considered Coco speed. They're fast at every level of offense and defense. Whether it's in the trenches, those guys can move too on those poles and getting upfield on the pass rush. But linebackers, receivers, kick returns, punt return, all of them, they fly in these parts.
Junior O'Keefe's battle dropped the kickoff and was able to scoop it up and get to the 29-yard line where the Tigers take over 1st and 10. Logan, I got an interesting story for you we'll get as this game goes about where Newberry ate their pregame meal and how they warmed up.
Okay.
Brady Hart out. Throws a slant to Boggs. Boggs makes one miss.
No
Boggs
way.
all the way to the 50. Almost kept his footing, and he would have been off to the races. 1st and 10. Coco.
And you know what, Billy? It's every time we come here, they stick to a script on their opening drive. It's either a slant or a hitch to Boggs. And then they're going to run probably some sort of motion here to a handoff, and then they'll go with that glance route with Boggs soloed on the other side. But really the game plan is get the ball to Boggs, and you can see why.
Get the ball in your playmaker's hands, the best players on your team. Hart again sits down. Teeter sits in the zone, breaks a tackle, and we got a flag flying in. I think we're going to see a face mask. We'll see what they call.
It came a little late, too. It's almost certainly going to be on the defense when it comes in that late.
So Newberry is ate dinner tonight at Ryan's Pizza and Pub in Cocoa Village, and then proceeded to warm up and pregame walkthrough in the open field across from Ryan's. And how many people from Cocoa had cameras out?
All of them. All of them. That's a choice to go eat Ryan's. Ooh.
Well, I don't know that I would eat Ryan's before the game, and I love Ryan's Pizza.
I do too, but man,
but
let's just say there's got to be some upset tummies for Newberry tonight. I think
a lot of garlic.
A lot of garlic, man.
That was a 5-yard grasping of the face mask penalty on Newberry. 1st and 10. Coco down the middle. Hart tries to hit D.L. Hardison, incomplete.
And there's that glance out of the slot there. I knew it was coming. You got the hitches, and then you got the glance. Just sticking to that script. This might get a hold here. Just going by where the flag was thrown.
I did not get to see where the officials were from for this game.
I believe the announcer said the Central Florida Officials Coalition or Association. Yeah.
I know you had a great one last week in O'Galley. They were out of Jacksonville.
Billy.
Personal foul on Coco.
They weren't all that bad.
So I actually had a chance to talk with Tados and Chris Sands, for the first time. It was the first female white hat I've seen in high school football. And they said she didn't take no crap and she kept them boys in line.
Good. I mean, for a game that you would have soon have been pretty chippy, there weren't very many personal fouls, or I can't really remember either. There was no back and forth with one another. Maybe once or twice, but nothing you know, that the tail of the tape would have indicated in that one. But
it's crazy to me that FHSA, when you got 2 Brevard County teams, why you can't just
get a
use a
mid-coast.
Brevard crew
Yeah.
instead of making somebody travel.
Yeah, beats me.
So that was after the play. So 2nd and long for the Tigers. Down the middle to Boggs, incomplete.
That's a drive killer. I mean, on a drive where they were kind of moving the ball at will, and you get backed up, and you're looking at what was
about
now
third and 24.
Third and 24, third and 25. Not much you can do here. I mean, what are you drawing up? Billy, as a play caller, what's your go get 25 yards play?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not going to take a shot to Boggs deep, I'm going to run some kind of a screen.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I think
that's
yeah.
As a defensive coordinator, you know that's probably coming. But
I think a middle screen too, not to one of your receiver while they're going to go empty, but I think not like necessarily a jailbreak screen, but maybe a slip screen to the running back, kind of keep him in the middle of the field and get a convoy ahead would be.
Yeah, I mean, you got to decide if you're going to play field position, if you're going to try to take a deep shot.
Well, they're going to take a sack. And he just waited too long there.
Well, he was going to Boggs in the corner. Boggs slipped, and I think he just had to eat it.
He did. He was waiting for it to break open, and it very well could have had Boggs not slipped. But nice job climbing the pocket. It's just eventually, you know, the pocket closes down, and they got some bears up there on that defensive front for Newberry.
Senior Logan McLeod with the sack for Newberry.
Sick name, dude.
I think we're going to see a better game tonight than we will tomorrow night in Tallahassee, unfortunately for us Seminoles.
What game is that, Billy?
It's on Nickelodeon.
Is there college football on tomorrow, Billy? I'm not watching.
That was a very high kick that got to the 35-yard line. Newberry takes over with decent field position, 1st and 10.
Now here's the test for me, Billy. How does this defense respond? You know, and earlier in the season in games against tougher opponents, they had some troubles. Have they fixed that, or have they just been playing, you know, teams that were not on par with them?
Well, I mean, to me, Newberry's got 2 good wins, right? They beat Bradford
twice.
I don't know if Bradford is Bradford, but
they're not. But I mean, it's still, you know, they're decent.
Quarterback's tall.
He is tall.
And I watched him warm up. He's got a pretty good arm.
Will you imagine what 21 passing touchdowns on the season? That's
2-men in motion. Going to run a reverse. Coco's there all day. He might pick up 3, but we're going to have a 5-yard penalty against the Panthers. And Logan tonight, Duran Guilford back. Obviously not in the starting lineup, but he is back from an ACL surgery. We'll see his first action tonight of his junior season. So, you know, shout out to Duran coming back. And, you know, he was the defensive coordinator for the Cocoa Tigers 14U ACYA Super Bowl champions.
So he knows ball.
He's a good football mind.
He's out there, Billy.
Is he out there?
Yeah, he's playing the deep
12?
safety.
Oh,
Yeah,
he is starting tonight there. So already on the field and playing for the Cocoa Tigers, and he's just a playmaker. He'll fly around. Hopefully he keeps his wind underneath him. You know, it's a little different than having, you know, running sprints than playing football,
yeah,
you know, getting reps. So glad to see him back on the field. So 1st and 15, 7 drops back. He's going to throw a deep ball. Way overthrown.
Overshot him. He had a couple steps on the corner there. I'll tell you what, Hilson shot out a rocket on that pass rush. Back was able to get to him and chip him, but it was almost immediate pressure out of Hilson, which may have caused that ball to get sailed a little bit.
My bad, DJ. You know, I'm a little old. Can't see things new. I'm getting there. Good thing Logan saw him. Hayden Moore was the intended receiver for the Panthers. 2nd and 15. Actually, my problem was I was looking for him on the sideline, not on the field. So that might be my first problem. Big 75 with a tackle for the loss. 72, Sandman Thompson on the tackle for the loss. Loss of 3.
This is a good opening drive for this defense. I mean, obviously they got the penalty on the first play, but that play despite the penalty of you know, illegal motion, that play wasn't really going anywhere. Got the overthrow, and then now tackle for loss, going to bring up a 3rd and 17, 18. Nice job starting off here and, get the ball back to their offense, who looked good despite that one penalty that kind of stalled their drive. We get something going early in this one.
Seven's
Good
looking.
pressure.
He's going to be sacked. Oh, he got out of it. He's still on his feet. Throws it away. Completed pass.
And that's
a
what
first
can't
down.
happen. I mean, you got to get him down. You had two guys. I believe you had Hilson and Sandman back there. You got to get him on the ground. You can't let him break loose, and you certainly can't let him find somebody on the field. Two guys ran into each other, and he fitted in between them.
Well, that's what happens when you have an athlete back there, quarterback. He can keep the play alive.
And that's demoralizing. 3rd and long, and they pick it up. That's momentum swinging in the other direction.
1st and 10 on the Tiger 49-yard line for the Panthers. Looks like a little miscommunication intended for number 17, Javian Long. Freshman, 6'1", 154.
I mean, get some weight on him. That's still pretty good size for a 15-year-old. Tell you what, Hilson's get-off has looked good right there and earlier in the drive as well. Just right when the ball snapped, he's getting off. Like to see him get another counter move right when he engages the block, but the get-off is certainly there.
2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Running back tries to get to the sideline. He's going to pick up 6. Jamarcus Wimberly, the running back for the Panthers.
And oftentimes teams don't have relative success running sideline to sideline there on that against this defense, but on that stretch play, running back does what you're supposed to do. Let the hole develop, put your foot in the dirt, and then go hit that hole. It's not necessarily an outside hitting play, but a stretch where you're stretching the side of the field and letting the hole open up. You don't want to bounce that, and he does a good job sticking his nose up there and knifing ahead for 4 or 5 yards.
3rd and 5 for the Panthers. Handoff again. 10 goes left side, and there's Sandman again. Tackle for loss. Going to bring up 4th and about 8.
Man, that defensive line's getting after it so far. Being physical at the point of attack, using their hands and getting off blocks. And aside from the missed sack that led to the first down, other than that, it's been tough sledding.
And we will see the punting unit for the Panthers.
Good punt. Oh, even better punt.
Going to be stopped about the 7-yard line for the Tigers. Take over 1st and 10 inside their own 10.
I think you'd like to see him just field that.
Logan, me and Blue have had that conversation all year, and I'm not saying that just because I watched O'Keefe not field the punt, but I'm talking about in general, all the games we've done around Brevard County, kids do not like to catch the punt.
I mean, to be devil's advocate here, would you? I'd be scared to field a punt, honestly. I'm not saying he's scared, but I would be. You got 11 guys bearing down on you. You got to keep your eye on a ball that's floating in the air. It's fair catch everything.
Well, I mean, to my point, fair catch
Yeah.
Catch the ball. Don't let it hit the ground.
Yeah.
You know, I coached a kid, and nice low throw. Teeter's going to be able to scoop that one. Teeter's got the edge.
That was a nice job by Teeter, hanging on to that.
Should have a first down, if not right at the sticks. It's just so many of these kids like to catch the ball off the bounce. You know, J.R. Samuels had so many punt returns this year for Heritage, catching the ball off the bounce. You know, Davis Mounger used to drive me nuts. He wanted the ball to hit the ground so that he could catch it on the run. And
right. Good hole.
Laying up the middle. Gain of 4. First down, Tigers. And here I am sitting complaining, but if the kid makes a play, he makes a play, and now you're happy. You don't say a word.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those things where, no, don't do that. Okay. All right. You can do it this time.
Yeah. Look, we'll let it go. You scored. You went 70 yards. We'll let it go.
Yeah, great play. Don't do that again.
1st and 10, Tigers on their own 21.
D-line for Newberry's got some good size to him.
Down the middle, Teeter, drop pass.
Like to have that one back, I think, Billy.
He would, because he had some room to run.
He had a lot of room, and Teeter's got speed. Could have made something out of that.
And Logan, what they're doing is they're bracketing Boggs, and it's leaving the slot receiver on the sideline that he's on open.
That could bite them in the you-know-what. It's not like this Cocoa team's lacking for talent at the receiver position. I mean, obviously Boggs gets the headlines, but Teeter, Pillow, Hardison, they got any number of players that.
Chris Kelly's out there too.
Yeah, Chris
so
Kelly. I mean, they've got guys. You know, SEC quarterback, you know, back there to distribute it. Miscommunication there.
3rd and 10 for Cocoa. If anybody has the O'Galley Bishop Moore score, if you're flipping back and forth, please drop it in there and let us know. I know they don't start till 7:30.
It's 0-0 right now.
Currently 0-0. Logan, second drive, second situation where Coco's in a 3rd and long.
Yeah, second down, I think I would have liked to see him keep it on the ground and maybe pick up a few yards, make it more manageable. But
Chris Kelly catches
matter.
in bounds. Chris Kelly still on his feet. Breaks another tackle all the way to the 47-yard line of the Panthers. Logan, great footwork to stay in bounds.
Oh, yeah, excellent. I mean, I thought, and I don't have the best angle. I thought he would have gone out of bounds, but good job staying on his feet, staying in bounds, and breaking a couple tackles and making some more. And that's what I'm talking about. They may be bracketing Boggs, trying to take Boggs away, but, I mean, they have other athletes they can give the ball to. They're also going to a 3-deep safety approach to take away the deep game. But, I mean, this Coco's bread and butter is quick hitches and now screens and all that. So, I mean, keep those guys deep. They're just going to pick you apart.
Officials timeout, water break. Get us a Gamerz R Us one.
Yeah, Billy, Christmas is coming up. I don't know if you've heard now that Thanksgiving's over, and if you have a gamer in your life, or maybe you're into gaming yourself, or
Silver Fox.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah.
Call of Duty guy.
Okay. Well, they got those. I'm more so talking about maybe some card games, collectible cards like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, DBS CCG, all sorts of different ones. They also have table games. Such as, Dungeons & Dragons. You big D&D guy, Bill? You on a campaign right now?
I think so.
Well, if you are, you need to go visit Gamerz R Us, located at 801 Dixon Blvd, or you could call Seth at 321-735-7057. And I mean it, guys. Gamerz R Us has been a great sponsor for us and the Cocoa Tigers, and, we'd like to see you go out there and treat the gamer in your life to an excellent local shop that, carries everything that gamer may want.
Tigers take the snap, hands off lane, left side. He's going to stretch it for about a 3-yard gain.
And that's what I was talking about there. They could have done on that second down to make it a little bit more manageable. They haven't – I don't want to say they've abandoned the running game often this season, but they haven't really lent on it because, quite frankly, it's not as strong as their passing game. But I think if they could keep this defense honest with some – moderately nice runs, 3-4 yards here, 3-4 yards there, and then be able to get back to your passing game, it's going to help them out in the long run.
Second and 7. Looks like Ole Miss got a win over Mississippi State.
It's not shocking. Mississippi State's kind of having a dreadful season. Yeah, well, we saw that last week.
Sitting in DL, sits in, makes a nice move. First down, Tigers.
How do you juke somebody out while you're trying to keep yourself up? I've never seen that before.
Same way Saquon Barkley jumps over you backwards.
That's in Madden now, Billy.
Is it? Is it? Okay.
Because,
Logan, I'm interested. Coco was just in an empty set with trips to the far side, and the number 2 receiver was wide open. They had 1 on 3 and 1 on the outside receiver. Safety was deep. That quick to the number 2 might be there.
It's an interesting strategy. I mean, they were in 3 deep safeties. Now they're going to have 1 in like a robber set, and they're going to spread those backers out. But yeah, these hitches and now screens are what they want to run. So 3 deep safeties is green light all day.
Nice cut by Lane.
Oh my gosh!
All over the place, making his own lane for another Tiger first down.
That dead leg, man, that's been a staple of Cocoa running backs for years now. Just putting that foot in the ground and hitting them with a little nasty.
You guys give us a thumbs up if we having any volume issues or anything of that nature. I saw a couple comments, but We haven't seen any others, so let us know if you're having any volume issues. 1st and 10, Tigers on the Panther 22-yard line. Hart drops back, quarterback draw. Hart trying to get to the outside. Spins, takes a big shot. Another Tiger first down.
And not something we see a lot of out of Hart. Certainly a capable runner, just not something he usually does. Does a nice job there, makes a couple guys miss, and puts his head down to pick up the first.
Brady's 6'5", 195. We know when he gets to College Station, he'll be playing at about 210, 215.
Yeah, that's something he's really going to need as a college strength and conditioning program. He is a little thin now, but he's also, 16 years old, so we'll give him a pass. But, yeah, he gets in that strength and nutrition program in college. I mean, he's going to bulk up, be kind of prototypical sized.
Lane to the left side, gets back to the line of scrimmage.
I'll tell you what, so far this Cocoa offense has moved the ball with relative ease against this Newberry defense, which is encouraging news if you're a Cocoa Tiger fan. And just sticking to their game plan. I mean, I think they probably would have liked to take a couple more shots than they have so far, but they're taking what the defense has given them, and it's working out.
Swing pass to the right to Teeter. He's going to be hit. Loss of 1. Third and goal from the 11.
Ooh.
I joked with Coach Schneider prior to the game. I said, when are we going to see a Hilson package at tight end?
That'd be fun.
Coach Schneider said, you ever see me have a tight end?
Fair enough. It's like, put him at fullback. I think he'd say, what's that?
Says, Logan's mic is louder than mine.
Speak up, Billy.
Guess maybe I got to speak up. Offsides on Newberry. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Mr. Cromartie, how's that? Five-yard penalty. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line.
Makes it easier. I think, if it's me, I think you got 2 plays to pick up 6 here, Billy.
Well, you're in the regional finals, so let me ask you this. Is 3 points important?
I think 7's more important than 3.
I got you. Fair enough.
And then you got to make them drive the ball. Let's say you don't pick up any yards. They got to drive the ball 94 yards.
Quarterback draw here. Nope. Hart throws middle wide open.
Oh, he was open.
D.L. Hardison, but the pressure got to him.
They're going to kick it, though. Which I think now is the right call. I don't know. He had him wide open, too. I think that pressure just caused him to sail it a little bit.
Appreciate you, Antonio. Yeah, so, Logan, when Big 60 gets in your face, that's Bryce Crossman, a sophomore, who caused the incomplete pass for the Panthers. Brady just didn't have the time to set his feet and kind of make that throw he needed. High snap, kick is up. Rocket is good. Tigers take a 3-0 lead. We're going to head to a quick break. All right, back here for the kickoff for the Tigers. I see Coach Diesel come back out. He ran into the locker room, but
There he is.
there he goes.
He's got a cone strapped to him. What do you think that's all about?
Megaphone.
Is it a megaphone?
Like a mini.
Is that what it
megaphone.
is? I thought it was like a cone.
That could be either one.
I guess you could use it as that.
Kick fielded at the 6-yard line. Swarming Tiger defense tackles him at the 16 for a 10-yard return.
Good coverage there.
What I would say about the volume, if you guys are in and out of Facebook or changing broadcast, you probably have to reset each time. That's not a us thing. That's a Facebook thing. So that could be part of the issue. Coach Panucci, how you doing? How's Knoxville treating you this week?
Cold.
Probably a little cold.
Actually, Jeff, we do have 2 mics, so we're not sharing one.
High snap. Gets the ball to the outside. He's going to pick up maybe a yard. Logan, that's a long throw to get a half an inch.
Yeah, I mean, that allows the defensive backs there to kind of fight off those blocks on the now screen and go make a play there. Good job triggering by the corner and, recognizing that it's a now screen and fighting through that block. But usually you want to throw those to the short side of the field.
O'Keefe's battle on the initial stop. Number 95, I do not have a 95 listed on the roster for either team. Panthers sent a man in motion. Got to run a little counter to the left side, and we're going to have a flag in the area of holding. He's going to pick up about 5.
He had a cutback lane back towards the Cocoa bench if he wanted it. It looks like the linebackers might have over-pursued a little bit to the long side of the field, but kind of got caught up in the wash.
Logan, just a simple putting the guy in motion. He becomes your kick man. Guard wraps around, trying to run a little bit of power, and great job by the Tigers defense. Personal foul. Helmet to helmet on Newberry.
Okay.
I got to be honest with you, I've never seen that called on an interior lineman.
Yeah, I don't even know how that would work, to be honest with you. I mean, you're playing in a phone booth at the line of scrimmage, unless he just headbutted him. But this is kind of why I was kind of toying with the idea of going for it when you were at the 6-yard line, on 4th down. I mean, your defense has played pretty well so far. Caused this team to drive the ball the entire length of the field. I don't know that they're able to do it.
Second and about 18 for the Panthers. 7 drops back, throws a slant strike down the middle. Almost intercepted. That's number 10, Tyon Jacobs. And almost landed in the hands of number 12, Durant Guilford.
Oh, boy, do you think this crowd would have gone nuts if he was able to come down with that pick? Again, Guilford coming back from an ACL tear earlier, and first game back tonight, already getting the starting nod. So that's what it's all about, man. Coming back and making a big play. Had a chance there. I think this place would have erupted.
3rd and 18 for the Panthers. Throwing a deep ball. Good no call there. That was just a
feet got tangled up. That was just good coverage. Turns and gets in phase. And I don't think it would have been catchable regardless. Second time we've seen him overthrow it.
Colin Dunmore's got an arm.
I mean, he can launch it.
O'Keefe's battle deep for the punt return for the Tigers. Halftime, Logan. None other than, I know you're not a Twitter Spaces guy. Martell Stevens going to join us at halftime for a little conversation.
All right.
Ooh, got lucky with a high snap. Going to kick a.
It's going to run. Oh, there you go, Billy.
Battle's
That's what you were
take
talking about.
Yeah. He's got some running room. O'Keefe's battle still on his feet, spinning out.
O'Keefe's making you look like a fool there, Billy. Maybe these kids are onto something catching it off the hop.
I told you that these youngins like to catch that thing off the bounce. And, hey, if you're going to make plays like that, I'll keep my mouth shut because that's a great football play by O'Keefe. Tigers 1st and 10 in the red zone on the Panther 15-yard line.
Great job. We've seen O'Keefe, crib a couple punt returns this year. I mean, heck of a punt returner, doing his offense some favors, getting down to the 15, setting him up in scoring position early on. Hopes to take a 10-0 lead.
Coco with all the momentum right now. Tiger faithful making a lot of noise for him. Hart's going to throw it out to Boggs. Boggs looking. Boggs gets to the edge.
Oh, what a block by Teeter. Did you see that?
Teeter and Hardison, and it took 6 Panthers to get Javen Boggs out of bounds. He's going to be a gain of 9, 1 yard short of a Tiger first down.
Teeter looked like a tackle on a reach block there and just completely got in front of the overhang safety there. And I mean, I think it's well documented. Teeter's not the biggest player out on the field, and he just blocked his tail off.
Something I haven't seen much of, Logan. 2-back set for the Tigers.
No. And they do have 2 capable backs. They have a third back, too, who's a freshman who's pretty darn good as well.
Big J. Scott, that's handed off to Malachi Coney to the 1 yard line. First and goal, Tigers. Yeah, Logan, that freshman, J. Scott, I got to watch him play youth football. Just a freak of an athlete. It's going to be special for Coco.
I've watched him play high school in cleanup duty, and I mean, I'm telling you, the kid reminds me of Keziah Holmes.
Here comes the – oh,
there
Lord,
you go.
Did Coach Schneider pull an –
he pulled a fast one.
I'm going to get him after the game if he's got a package with Hilson and tight end. He probably goes to fullback just to appease me.
If he has a fullback and a tight end on the same the field at the same time, that's certainly a wrinkle in this playbook.
Little referee communication going on. So first and goal, Tigers on their own 1 yard line. I'm sorry, on the Panther 1 yard line. Handoff goes to Lane. Lane gets skinny. Touchdown, Tigers.
That's what you want to see. Go pick up short yardage with your backs. Got 1 yard to go. Go get in the end zone. Good hole. Good job of Lane getting skinny through that hole and punching her in there.
11 seconds left in the first quarter. The Tigers strike. Got to hit that AirPlay or that Apple Play to the TV, Caleb. No, not on YouTube yet. It will be posted to YouTube, I believe, though. What we got going on here?
Looks like we had a flag on the play.
Does that call the touchdown back? What? It was a dead ball.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike.
Okay.
That'll be assessed on the kickoff. Nope. I take
I
that
don't
back.
think it'll be assessed at all.
Offsetting unsportsmanlike penalties. Touchdown stands. No penalties on the kickoff.
Glad we got that out of the way.
I got an interesting bit of a Coco history lesson this week.
What is that?
Kick is up. Kick is on the other side of Tiger Trail. Coco 10-0, leading the Newberry Panthers. I got a picture for you, Logan. I'm going to cover the name. You recognize who that is?
Yeah.
Referee. None
Yeah,
other than
it's
Mr.
Lloyd.
Lloyd Roberts. Senior photo. Mr. Lloyd, I know you're not listening because you're refereeing, but I got your senior class photo from Coco High School.
Looking good.
I can't wait to see him in 2 weeks when he's reffing the All-Star game. You want me to throw it up on camera, Caleb? None other than Lloyd Roberts. Mr. Lloyd in the building. I'm going to hear that one. Don't worry, Mr. Lloyd will give me a nice text, I'm sure.
He was always great in City League basketball. You know, he'd kind of jaw back at you. And
my favorite thing with Lloyd is these parents would tell him that he's a terrible ref. And this year, for the first time, I heard Lloyd tell them, "You're a terrible parent."
heck yeah.
So that was my Coco history lesson when I got to the stadium today. Not sure why the person that gave it to me had it, but hey, it's all right.
You didn't ask?
No, I didn't. I was too busy giving Coach Snyder a hard time about Hilson playing tight end. That was a very lengthy conversation. Trout with the deep kick, going to be fielded about the 5-yard line. Ooh, bobbled that one. Still on his.
Oh, man.
Nice hit, Logan.
Yeah, somebody just got their clocked clean.
And another one clean.
It was a clean hit, too.
You know, unfortunately, in today's football, Logan, you don't get to see a lot of those things that we kind of grew up.
Billy, you used to have to keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah. At the end of the first quarter, we're going to head to a quick break. Tigers lead 10-0 over the Panthers. All right, Newberry 1st and 10 on their own 26-yard line to start this second quarter. Well, Logan, it's 7:34. What do you say? It's probably still 0-0 down there on Commodore Boulevard?
Unless something crazy happened early on, like a kick return or something like that, I would imagine, yeah.
I got a text saying number 3 for Bishop Moore was out, which I believe was their stud linebacker.
Well, I'll tell you what, if O'Galley has the offensive production that they had last week, it's going to be a pretty good game.
That was a lot of motion for that handoff there.
It was, and that was a heck of a job by Hilson just getting off that block, setting the edge and then getting behind it. Hey, usually you see some sort of triple option look off that where that's your dive guy.
Yeah,
that was
a lot of motion.
Yeah. I think they might scrap that one.
I agree, Todd McNeil. We appreciate Gamerz R Us.
Sure
all that
do.
they've done this year for high school sports, youth sports, the sports community in Brevard County, and BSN.
And the gamer community.
Now we finally get to play some football where I don't have to look through the window. And they got some good size down there in Newberry. That quarterback is tall. He's going to pitch it out to the right side. He's got nowhere to go. Tries to make a cut. Nowhere to go. I thought the ball popped out, but he was able to hold on to it.
Hey, what? Sandman did a heck of a job setting an edge there. Gave him nowhere to roam. Tried to get the cut back there, and there's Hilson.
Pick your poison.
Yeah, both of them aren't fun. And this is the most impressive part for me, Billy, is this Cocoa defense. I mean, like I said, I saw them earlier on in the season, and I knew they were good players, and I knew they had it in them, but just weren't able to get over the hump here or there. But I think as the season got on, they really understood the scheme more and more because they were replacing a lot of starters from the year before as well, which, you know, certainly is an issue. But good teams get better as the season gets late, and that's the case for this Cocoa defense.
3rd and long. He's looking for some room. Got one over to go. Hilson there.
That's an effort sack.
Hilson and guess who?
Sandman Tom?
Yep.
That's it, yeah. Hilson, he runs the hump there. He gets caught on a kind of a double-team block. The tackle does a good job kick sliding, and really you want to see him stop when he gets to quarterback level and cut across his face. Instead, he ran the hump, and quarterback steps up, gave him the spot to step up, and just kept fighting through the play to get back there and come away with the sack.
4th and 13. Yeah, Logan, I got to watch Cocoa play Heritage early on. Heritage had their way running the ball against this Cocoa defense. And I'll be honest, I was very hesitant to say, wow. I mean, I would say O'Galley's front seven is better than Cocoa's front seven early on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll chew my words now because this Cocoa front seven is just nasty.
Well, I think a big part of it, Billy, is, you know, they were replacing 2 senior linebackers from the year before. And in a 4-2-5 scheme, that's really important. You know, those linebackers are kind of the heart and soul of that second or that intermediate level of the defense. And when you got new guys coming in that haven't ran the scheme or aren't familiar with the scheme, trying to step up and run that, there's going to be some issues. Their eyes are going to get to the wrong gap. They're going to read the wrong block, and it's going to leave a hole open for the running game. And like I said, watching film, playing good teams, and being coachable as the season went on, they got better. And now you're seeing the fruits of those labors.
After the punt from Newberry to the 36-yard line, Cocoa takes over 1st and 10. And Logan, this defense looks completely different, like I said, from the time I watched them play Heritage, which I believe was week 2 or 3. Hart drops back. Hart's looking. All day to throw. Going deep. Tries to go to Boggs. Great coverage.
It was excellent coverage. You can tell they wanted to go with a shot here soon, and obviously that's the man they want to go to, but excellent coverage there down the seam.
Lahari DeBose on the coverage. Say that 3 times fast. Heritage definitely got blown out, but Heritage had their way in the first half with the run game. They definitely got blown out. Now, there was never a game that was in question. I just was not used to seeing somebody run the ball in Cocoa like they did. Hart looking. Throws the. Oh. Tell you what, this battle between DeBose and Boggs is getting very interesting.
Yeah, it's going back and forth. DeBose has kind of gotten the upper hand a couple times here. Good sticky coverage on the last play, and then that one almost lurked in front of it for the pick.
And Logan, to finish that, because I don't want anybody to get the wrong stuff. That was not a toot Heritage's horn because they were able to run. That was to show how much, like you said, this Cocoa defense has gotten better since week 2 or 3. And like you said, learning the system and playing in the system.
Well, they were able to get multiple, too. When they played Lake Placid, they were out in a 3-3-5 stack.
Hart going deep again to Boggs. And, I mean, Logan, there is 3 Newberry defenders in the same vicinity of Boggs.
Yeah, he's kind of locked on Boggs on that drive. I mean, three passes all to Boggs, and none of them were able to connect. And to Newberry's credit, they're doing a good job of taking Boggs away. And I mean, if you want to win this game, that's what you got to do. It's a tall task, but that's what you got to do is, take Boggs away. Like I said earlier, there's still capable receivers in this receiving core, but
which is what we saw in that last drive was a D.L. Hardison, Chris Kelly, Teeter show. So Cocoa set to punt after a quick 3-and-out. Nice kick. It's going to be fieldable. Takes a Tiger bounce. All the way down to the 5-yard line. It'll be down by number 22, Raymond McCoy.
Good punt.
Logan, you ever got the itch to get back to the sideline?
Yeah. I just, with my job, it would be challenging. I think it's something my boss would let me do, but
how about the boss at the house?
She's open to it. She's open to it,
Good
yeah.
to know. Mine is too, so that's good to know.
Yeah.
We both got married within the last year, so,
Well, coming up on 2 years, Bill.
Oh, well, you're way ahead of me. I apologize.
It's okay. Hosted our first Thanksgiving yesterday. Had both of our families over, so that was nice.
Haven't got that far, but
you get there.
Still visited my parents yesterday. My dad and them got a turkey, so we'll leave that. Sounds like a good job for him. Keep him busy. Quick, Logan, I do not like that.
That's back-to-back plays. They tried to run that.
Yeah,
there.
I do not like that.
You're not going to be able to. Those DBs for Cocoa are going to fight through those blocks. I don't care if you put 3 guys out there or not.
And I know that could be a let's set it up for later for a smoke and go, but that's not a very good play call back-to-back.
No.
This quarter brought to you by SENA-TECH. Everything technology.
We'll give them a full read here in a minute. I said we'll give them a full read here in a minute.
Little
Speed option.
And met by Hilson, nowhere to go. I'll tell you this much. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they're going to be punting with their heels on the goal line. This Cocoa defense came to play today.
They sure did, man. They sure did. They're really getting after it, and that's kind of been the theme of this playoff run so far for Cocoa. Their defense has just been extremely impressive. Not that their offense hasn't, but
I'll tell you this, Logan, Sandman and Hilson have been the players of the game thus far. Because
well,
they're unblockable.
That's been the big difference for this defense, too. I think somebody mentioned in the comments as well, Sandman coming back and playing on this defense. I mean, that gives you – that could have been blocked, but – oh, no.
Not sure if it touched
I think it
Durant
did.
or not. They have not signaled.
It'd be tough if it didn't. And that's no fault of his. I mean, the ball just landed there and bounced into him if they do give it to him.
First down, it
Yeah.
will.
Oh, man. That's unfortunate.
Apparently it hit one of the Coco players.
And Logan, in that situation, he's following the gunner. He's got to get some help from the sideline or from somebody else that, you know.
Well, it wasn't a good punt. You know, he's just running down the field, and it just landed right next to him. I mean, yeah, somebody's got to say something on the sidelines, but at a certain point, like, what can
little
you
I
do?
formation.
Stretch.
Gain of 3.
Off to the right side for a gain of about 2-3 yards on the play.
EG up 2-0 over
Okay.
Bishop Moore.
Heck yeah.
Corey, we do not know who Coco plays because the FHSA will reclassify Sunday or Monday. They'll reclassify, so we do not. They'll re-rank, not reclassify. I apologize. So we will find out Sunday, who they play.
And stretch back this way. Lead, stretch. Oh,
Nice tackle, number 15, Niceer Jacobs.
that's how you fill a hole, kid. That's how you trigger downfield. That's good linebacker play right there.
And I got to be honest with you, Logan. I know the other stuff wasn't working, but as an offensive coordinator, I'm looking at this Tiger defense. I don't know that I want to get in the I formation against them either.
I mean, the run game certainly has not been there. I mean, the pass game hasn't either, but the run game is getting you negative yardage thus far in the game. So, I mean, getting into kind of a more traditional formation certainly isn't going to help. They're going to go to a kind of a wishbone look here.
Split back.
Oh, I guess it's more of an offset eye, yeah. Play action.
Roll right. Throws it to the fullback. And, I mean, there's just nothing but Coco Tigers.
That's the problem, too. You can hit your check down in the flat, but that defense is going to go rally.
Tigers in on that tackle.
It was a simple play action, kind of a flood route concept, and he had to dump it off. 4th and 6.
Coach Broomfield used to say when I was at Bayside, if we got him running flood, we got the game.
I can agree with that. I know a lot of offense coordinators that hit up flood because that's their safety valve.
Mm-hmm.
Another bad punt, and Durant, he got to run away from that one too. Smart. He wants to take himself all the way to the bench.
Brilliant. Yeah, he learned that. It's almost like you went right at him.
6:02 left in the second quarter. Officials timeout, water break.
Go ahead and tell them about SENA-TECH, huh? Located in Melbourne, Florida, SENA-TECH has provided low-voltage electrical services to Central Florida since 2006. They specialize in commercial, industrial, and new construction projects. SENA-TECH is a family-oriented atmosphere and an employee-first mission. Their company is driven by the success of their clients. SENA-TECH is proud to be customer-focused and believe in giving back to the community through donations and volunteer work. SENA-TECH is often referred to as the one-stop shop for low-voltage electrical wiring and top-of-the-line security systems. The following are some of the services that they do specialize in. That's access control systems, audio and video installation, voice and data, structured cabling, system design and consulting, project management, electrical services and repairs, security camera installation and maintenance, and so much more. For more information, visit www.SENA-TECH, SENA-tech.com, or call them at 321-600-4990.
1st and 10 Tigers on their own 35. Handoff goes to Lane. He's going to be lucky to get to the line of scrimmage.
For no gain. And number 4 for the Panthers in on the tackle.
And again, Logan McLeod on another tackle for the Panthers.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Logan, I was telling a story. Me and Coach Durfus were about one of our linemen, the 14U season, about how you once played with a broken leg. We were trying to get this guy to tough something out.
For like 2 weeks before. I mean, you couldn't walk on it anymore. But yeah.
Quick pass to Teeter, wide open, down to the 45, close to a first down. It's going to be right at the marker. Let's see if they give it to him. It will be a Tiger first down. Needless to say, the speech didn't work like it did with you. I mean, you kept playing. And
well, I didn't know it was broke, to be fair.
well, that's to be fair. It was really just like a broken finger for this kid. But, hey, you know.
Oh, just snap it back into place, tape it up, and go.
Kids are different these days. Quick out to Boggs. Boggs fights forward. Still on his feet. He has such great balance. Still going down to the 41-yard line. Another Tiger first down.
And that's how you got to get him involved, man. Just get it to him quick. They're taking him away on the downfield pass, and give it to him quick and just let him make a play. I mean, we've seen him break tackles. We've seen him stay up, and he's almost like a running back with the ball in his hands.
I mean, they're playing 3 high right now. They
are. They're afraid of the deep shot, but look at the middle of the field. That should be a late hit to the quarterback, in my opinion. Unnecessary roughness. Something.
And Coach Schneider is letting him know about it because he batted the ball down, which is fine, but there was no need for him to hit the quarterback in the head.
No. And, well, he pushed him to the ground. He didn't need to do that.
Second and 10 for the Tigers.
And the Tigers break the huddle here, second down.
Ball
They get
was
batted
tipped.
again?
Yep, at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like number 90 for the Panthers.
Let's see number 90 on the roster.
That's up on the third down.
And they're going to give Newberry a timeout as the young man jumps off sides.
Ooh. That's good timing with the timeout, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I guess it's no different than giving them on delay a game same time too. So. Coach Hadley on the PA system here. Let them know what's in these food trucks. Logan, I know you don't remember because he coached when I played, so he was a couple divisions ahead of you. But that man in the room next to us is one of the best announcer of Brevard County, but one of the best football coaches.
Oh, yeah?
Coach Hadley. Third and 10 here for the Tigers. 4:31 left. Hart looking. Hart's going to scramble left. Hart's going to keep this one. Hart makes one man miss. Slides after a Tiger first down. Logan, what's, and Mr. Bill just brought it up here. 18 straight years the Tigers have practiced on Thanksgiving.
It's what you want, man. When you start the season, you want to be able to practice on Thanksgiving. I mean, it's not a right. It's
Fakes the
privilege.
Jet sweep, laying around the left side. He's going to be pushed out after about a 5-yard gain. Second and 6. They're going to mark him out after 4. 3:55 left till half. Hart hands off Lane again. Big hole up the middle. Lane makes one miss. Tiger first down to the 11-yard line. And Logan, they're giving them the alleys to run because they're playing with 3 deep safeties because they're so afraid of getting beat deep.
Exactly.
I mean, they're on the 11-yard line. What do we need 3 safeties for at this point in time?
You don't. You need to walk them up. Otherwise, they're going to keep running the ball on you. I mean, look, they have one linebacker in the middle of the field, 2 overhangs and a deep safety, or 2 deep safeties.
D.L. Hardison gets it. He's going to swing out to the left side. I think it's going to be a gain of 5 or 6. Let's see where they spot it. Gain of 5. 2nd and 5 for the Tigers. They can get a first down at the 1-yard line. Oh, hey, look at that. We finally got rid of the 3rd safety.
Took them long enough.
Lane looking. Lane. He made what he could with nothing. He'll get a gain of 1. 3rd and 4 for Coco.
He's going to be wrapped up by a host of Panthers here. No gain on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Hart's going to get him to jump.
Flag on the play here.
Great job by Brady Hart.
We're going to have encroachment against Newberry.
EG leading Bishop Moore 9-0.
Nice.
So it is 3rd and 1.
Not enough for the first, huh?
I guess not.
That's going to make it 3rd and about 2 for the Tigers for a first down here.
Logan, it certainly has to be 2-down territory, I would imagine.
Yeah. I would.
Low snap, Lane looking.
Or just pick it up here.
He's going to be close.
That's going to be Lane.
They're saying the ball fumbled, but they're going to call him down at the 1. Here we go. Hilson package in.
There we go, Billy. You're going to get what you asked for.
Yep. I'm going to get Coach Snyder, too. I want you all to remember this at a 2-minute mark here in the 2nd quarter, that Mr. Hilson is lined up a tight end.
Oh, it was a first down. All right, now, with it being first down, Billy, do they risk the ball throwing him the ball on a sail route or something?
Yeah, probably not. We're going to see a toss here. Oh, handoff right side.
Just
Lane
lead.
stretches. Touchdown. Holding. It's going to come back. Well, we got a little officials got to separate them here. We got a little bit of an issue. Holding on the Tigers, going to negate the touchdown. Still 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Which you would think it would be the 11-yard line since the ball was on the 1, but oh, here he goes. He scoots it back.
We're going to go to their more traditional look. I wonder who the hold was on. You know, you got guys in there that don't typically play offense go in there and, you know, probably aren't the most fundamentally sound when it comes to run blocking.
127 and rolling. Hart drops back.
Screen.
Screen to Lane.
Oh.
He drops it.
The pass is going to be incomplete. Intended for Lane. .122 remaining into the half.
2nd and goal from the 11. 122 till half. Hart drops back. Hart, ooh, nice move by Brady Hart. He's still looking. We're going to have a flag on the play. Touchdown, Cocoa. This one's going to come back.
I assume that's going to be another hold, which wouldn't be great. Yep.
Unfortunately, Logan, as an offensive lineman, you don't know that your quarterback's running every which direction back there behind you, and you're trying to stay on your block, and you're going to get called for a holding. But great job by Brady Hart to improvise.
Yeah.
Make something out of nothing.
Well, the old cliche is, you could call holding on every play, which is probably true. It's just how good are you at getting away with holding. But to your point, the defense is able to see that the quarterback is running around in the backfield and is, trying to get in one direction. So if they swiftly change directions, your arms might get a little extended, and that's where you get caught with the hold.
1:13 left, 2nd and goal from the 22 for the Tigers. And we're back in the 3 deep safety look. Hart looking. Hart's going to scramble away. Falls forward to about the 15. 3rd and goal. He's lucky he didn't lose that ball.
He is. He was holding it with his hand, like 04 Mike Vick. Here's the thing. 3 deep safeties, and you had 2 go routes on the far sideline. I think you can just kill them with hitches.
Well, like I said, when they're in their empty set, that number 2 receiver essentially, timeout, Cocoa.
36 seconds remaining to the half.
When they're in that trips on one side, the number 2 receiver is uncovered because the safety's 15 yards over top.
You can run 4 or 5 yard hitches down the field doing that. Now, the silver lining here for Cocoa is they do have a good kicker. You certainly would have liked to have had the touchdown twice.
36 seconds until half. I mean, this Cocoa defense has played lights out.
And the offense really hasn't done much wrong schematically. It's been, they've been knocked off schedule with penalties. On the first drive, they were moving the ball down the field pretty successfully and got a big penalty, and that kind of kicked them off course. And then here, they were in the end zone twice, and both were wiped off due to penalties.
Drive killers, as you said earlier. And our head coach in high school used to tell us all the time, defense can't give up the big play, offense can't turn the ball over, and it's got to win special teams. And, if you got a lot of penalties, you got a lot of running on Monday.
No stupid penalties, and he drops it. Uh-oh.
Teeter catches it. Teeter, touchdown, Tigers.
Oh, man.
What a laser.
He dropped the ball, too. He dropped the snap, picks it up, and just throws an absolute laser beam to Teeter. An accurate laser beam, too.
And Logan, the people in the comments have kind of been saying the same thing. Throw it to the slot. Throw it to the slot.
Brady Hart. We see it, too. We've been talking about it with that set. Just a simple seam out of the slot and just delivers an absolute bullet to him. Good job by Teeter to hang on to that and just fall ahead into the end zone.
That could be a small fraction of why he's headed to Texas A&M.
Just a little bit.
Great throw.
He's got all the arm talent in the world.
Kick is up. Kick is good. It's going to hit the Cocoa scoreboard. 31 seconds until half. The Tigers up 17-0. Head to a quick break. All right, back here for the kickoff before 31 seconds left until halftime. This kid kicks missiles.
Yeah, he does. Uh-oh.
And he is out the gate, going to be tackled at the 42-yard line.
I believe that's the best field position that Newberry's had tonight. See if they can capitalize on it. But an uphill climb against this defense in only 23 seconds.
It wasn't bad coverage, but he kicks the ball so hard, so fast, that they caught the ball, and their coverage team was only at the 40.
Yeah. Outkicked his coverage, and usually you see that on a higher kick. That one was just looked like Brady Hart's pass. Just a beeline. Certainly got to think they're going to try and air this out. Coco's going to play 3 deep safeties as well. Almost an identical set.
Ball dropped on the ground. Hilson's trying to get to him. Quarterback's going to run. I don't know who just got flipped, but that did not look good. Goes out of bounds around the 49-yard line.
With a gain of about 6 yards.
Surprised that young man's knees are okay. That was a weird fall.
Huh. Obviously this is a capable quarterback that can run the ball. And Colin Dunmore, all 6'5" of them. So, something you got to keep in mind when you're probably going to drop 7 here. Just got to have eyes on the quarterback. Don't let him pick anything up that's too easy. But again, only 14 seconds and 50 yards to go.
Down the middle of the field, wide open is number 4.
That's going to be a nice pass by Dunbar across the middle.
And middle linebacker's got to get deeper on his drop. It's a deep hole. They got 50 yards to go and 7 seconds, 14 seconds from that play went. They're going to have to take shots down the field.
And I don't like that Coco's getting a little conservative because your defenses play well. And Logan, of no surprise to you, the middle linebacker who's had a great night for Newberry, just caught the pass, Logan McLeod.
Yeah, I've seen he's a good-sized kid too. They got it listed on here at well, they don't have him listed on there, but just using our eyes here, he's a good-sized kid, and playing linebacker, tight end, fullback, kind of for him, kind of a flex athlete, and good job getting down the seam, finding the open spot in the zone, and good job by the quarterback to put it right over that middle linebacker's head and in between the linebacker and the safety, and it's really been one of their best plays tonight.
Gadsden County's up 14-0 over Bowles. Coach Blue tuning in. His Michigan, they haven't had quite as bad of his year as our Florida State Seminoles, but
well,
Coach Blue, miss you. Enjoy doing games with my buddy. I get a lot of flack from Coach Durfus because he says I says coach about 75 times in my broadcast when I say, when I talk to Blue.
It's like saying sir or mister. It's a term of respect. You're always a coach if you coached.
Ball out of bounds, gain of 4.
And that doesn't do much to you. The clock should have stopped when he went out, but you're going to have about 1 second.
And the pass is going to be complete.
Hey, Chicago, this is how you run a less than 1 minute offense.
Yeah, unfortunately, that guy lost his job today, Caleb. They fired him because he doesn't have clock management.
Well, that's just really unfortunate. And as somebody that had Chicago plus 9.5, I think he did an excellent job calling that game.
All right, so 2 seconds left. Newberry going
Deep
to line
field
up
goal
for a long field goal. 41 yards.
See if he has the leg for it. I missed warm-up, so I don't know.
And
he doesn't.
That one looks like me trying to kick an NCAA 25 because I'm not sure if you've seen that new kicking meter.
Oh, Billy, I was playing it before I got here. That's why I was late.
So that looks like me today. So we'll go to halftime. Tigers up 17-0. We'll see if Mr. Martell Stevens makes his way up here. We'll have a little conversation. Bishop Moore 9-3. All right, we're back here at halftime as promised. PRMD, please respect my decision, a.k.a. Martell Stevens, a.k.a. Twitter Spaces. You call it what you want it. Me and Martell, we're here. Martell, what you think about this game so far?
Man, I feel like Cocoa started kind of slow. I think Newberry has shown all they have, though. But it's been a good game so far.
Offensively, Newberry hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
I mean, they resorted to go to the I formation like it was 1994. So, good game so far. O'Galley up 9-3. I know that's a rough subject for you, but good to see the Commodores leading.
Right.
Another Brevard County team. So, what you got for us? What's on tap for Spaces tonight?
Man.
Antonio's been on here talking. So.
Well, we're just going to talk about these games. We'll talk a little bit more about Brady and his commitment. I think he definitely shocked me today. I wasn't expecting him to make that announcement that he was flipping and reclassing in one little setting. So I was a little bit shocked by that. But I think if Egali somehow comes out with the win, we won't hear the end of it. And I'm going to have to give them space to say what they want to say, but we'll see.
Deservingly so if they're able to pull off a big win against a Bishop Moore team, which I think O'Galley's actually beaten the last previous 2 seasons.
Yeah, they beat them twice.
Bowls down 14-0. Oh, boy, there goes our first comment. Got Martell on here. We do. Martell Stevens, PRMD.
Yeah, man.
He's the world's largest Florida State fan. Well, that makes 3 of us in the booth, and we're not looking forward to tomorrow night.
Right. Fact.
I keep mine covered. The FSU tattoos are covered here. So, I guess let's speak overall in general. Your thoughts on high school football in Brevard County for 2024?
I think that it was a good season. Like, this is one of the better seasons that we've had. I think the top 2 teams have showed that they're the top 2 teams, regardless of how last week turned out. I think Egali is definitely one of the top 2 teams in the county, and they've shown it. I think their body of work speaks for itself. I know I spend a lot of time trolling them, but I think they got a good body of work. And if they can somehow put it together tonight, then we're gonna have to really put some respect on them and just respect what Coach Sands has built down there. So I'm excited about the possibilities, but we'll see.
It's definitely been an up and down season for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Some surprises. I've been very critical of my dad and Heritage. I know they played a tough schedule, but let's be honest, they didn't do what they should have.
Right. I had higher expectations for Heritage. I think Heritage was better than their record showed, but it is what it is. You can't. Sometimes you got a hard spell. It's a lot of things that got to go in your favor to be good. You know what I'm saying? And so I think we kind of minimize that sometimes. So Heritage got hit by a couple different things. And I wish they could have put it together, but they didn't. And so
I think one thing, Martell, that you always say that catches me is like people act like what Cocoa has done is easy.
Yeah.
Like being a state champion is easy. But going to 18 regional finals is easy. It's
nah, like Coco's body of work, I definitely feel like they got to put some respect on Snyder at this point. He still has some people that are critical of him, but I think at this point it's kind of just hate, not really criticism, because he got handed something, but he kept it up, and he's continued the success. So I don't think that you can minimize that in any way, shape, or form. So.
Not in year 7.
No, not in year 7. Not in year 7. And what are they? 3 or 4 trips to state?
He's been to 4 state championships. He's won 2 out of 4.
Okay.
He's been to 3 in a row.
Okay. And if he goes this year, I think that solidifies who he is as a person, as a coach.
Yeah, and that, again, it's kind of something you've echoed is it's time for Schneider. It's not, Wilk did what Wilk did, but it's now Schneider did what Schneider did.
Yeah.
We need to separate them and what's going on. John Lay says, LOL.
John Lay's the man.
Antonio's tuning in.
Shout out to Antonio in
sure
Kansas.
If Antonio's in Kansas or in the stadium. Not sure.
He might be here.
He did what he's supposed to do. He took the Ferrari and ran. Just don't wreck it. No, he's done a great job.
No, he's definitely done a great job. I think people just act like this is something that it's easy, but it's really not. You know what I'm saying? To keep the kids bought in for 15 weeks plus, because you know you got to have them buy in the summertime as well. And so I think you can't minimize what they actually have done and how they continuously have this bar, and they continue to meet that bar. So shout out to Coco.
And I'm going to ask you because I know you're a Titusville guy, just like I'm a Melbourne guy. You know, what are your thoughts on Titusville season and kind of where they can go from here to grow?
I think Titusville did well. I wish we could have won last week. I think we should still be playing, or we could still be playing. But even though we exceeded expectations, we were kind of young, and so it was a good season overall. I think they just have to buy in and continue to be successful, and the possibilities are endless for them.
Yeah, they're discussing the difference between the offenses and the wing tee, and then obviously, you know, Snyder runs a little bit more complex of an offense than kind of what Wilk did. Georgia Tech up 3-0 over Georgia.
Oh,
interesting score. So what else you got for us?
Man, I don't know. I ain't really got too much of nothing, but y'all come on Spaces tonight. We may, depending on what Egali does, we'll kind of tell what kind of Spaces it is or it isn't. But if they win, I'm gonna definitely give them their flowers because they deserve them. So.
Well, you know, CFAT will be on there regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I haven't heard this year is I haven't heard CFAT. Is Jerk Flavor closed? Because we haven't talked about it.
No, I think he just stopped eating there. That's all.
He did. I did.
Our game ball tonight.
8 minutes here till half. Titusville High School is doing it right. The new schedule is stronger. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, I definitely think we benefited from playing a stronger schedule. We definitely had. I don't know. The bottom just kind of fell out last week. Yeah, it sucks, but it's part of the game, and that's why you play the game. So you got to show up every
those
Friday.
Things happen.
Yeah,
they happen. They happen to good teams. They happen to bad teams.
Right.
It's. I think it's part of football, right?
Right.
D. Allen was on here earlier. I'm not sure if he's a Cocoa Tiger or a Rockledge Raider coach.
D. Allen is very unfocused. He is a Cocoa alumni, but he's a Rockledge coach, so he does a little bit of both. So let me ask you this: if Snyder goes back to state again, what is his legacy right now at Cocoa High School?
I mean, again, for me, you got to separate him and Wilk. They both done it their own way through their own thing. You know, Snyder, maybe he did kind of, like you said, the keys were golden when he got them, but he's created and he's maintained, which is very hard to do at the high school level,
right.
Especially with what we've seen in the transfer portal and the way that football is turning into. To maintain what he's done is pretty special. E-Man just went for 50 up the middle. Touchdown O'Galley. I know you're tired of hearing that.
Oh, man. Hey, I will say this. I said when it's your time, it's your time. And so, like, some teams may not always have been the most talented teams, but they put it together at the right time, and everything clicks. And I think outside of talent, they just clicking right now, and everything's going their way like it's supposed to.
Well, as a coach, I think, Martell, that's something you want to see, right? You got a bunch of guys that have been in your program for 3 or 4 years that are actually, you know, the fruit of their labor is starting to pay off.
Right.
Antonio said he's already the best since last year. I mean, to me, there's no doubt. Again, I can't say who's better, who's not. I didn't play for Cocoa. I haven't paid that much attention other than at this time of the year. I know I always can come watch Cocoa football. But I think Schneider's laid his own – his own brick per se out there at Tiger Trail for what he's accomplished and done. Kind of go from there.
Yeah, I definitely think the body of work speaks for itself. I think some people just don't want to embrace it because I think both and can exist. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we have to erase Wilk to acknowledge Snyder, and I think that's what people think they have to do, and that's not even fair.
It's not, and I'll to be honest with you, Martell, I'm guilty of it. I coached for 10 years at Mel High, and I'll tell you, I tell this guy here, Jeff Panucci's one of my best friends. He still coaches there. I don't want to say I wish it will, but I always say it's never as good as it was when I was there.
Right.
You don't want it to be
Right.
more than what it was when you were there,
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? And I don't know that that's what people are doing at Cocoa, but it does seem like there is some that kind of have that. Well, the class of 2011 was the best to ever do it back then.
Right. I think, excuse me, I don't think they want to get themselves written out of the history books.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be that way. And so, like, we can support both and we can appreciate both. And greatness has multiple layers to it. So.
He's definitely one of the best coaches we've had in Brevard County.
Yeah.
I could say that, regardless of what he does this year or doesn't accomplish. We have 14 state titles in Brevard County, and Coco's won 6 of them, and he's won 2 of them.
Right.
So, there's 14 guys that could say, not even 14 guys, because obviously Wilk won, 3 or 4 titles.
Right.
So there's let's just call it 8 or 9 guys that can call themselves the state champion head coach, and he's one of them.
Right. So you definitely have to give the flowers. I definitely think we can agree on that. I think both of them have a great body of work, and I think we just have to give them. We just have to be able to realize that both ends can exist.
We can. We got about 3 minutes here until half. Newberry's warming up. What do you think we're going to see here in this second half?
Newberry needs to score fast. I don't know if they will. I think Cocoa will probably just cruise to victory. I see Cocoa scoring probably 35. Newberry really doesn't have any answers for them. I think what happened with Cocoa in the first half, they slowed themselves up. I don't really think that
they had a lot of penalties.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything that Newberry did that stopped them.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. I know you've been watching, but for Newberry to have 3 safeties all night, they're playing 3 high. They're bracketing everything Boggs does.
Yeah.
So it's time for those other receivers are going to have to be the guys that score, because it's not that Boggs can't get open. He is getting open, but he's just got 3 guys around him.
Right. I think DL Hardison is going to have a big second half. I also think Malachi Coney should probably score another touchdown in the second half. So I think people have questioned whether Cocoa has a good running game, but I feel like they've shown it here tonight. They've displayed it a lot.
Especially when they're they got numbers in the box. They're
Right.
Newberry's giving it up to them.
Right.
So
Right.
it'll be an interesting second half. I'm with you. I think Cocoa's going to run away with it. What time are we getting on Spaces tonight?
Whatever time this game ends, I think we'll be on Spaces. We'll wait to see. Egali started at 7:30, so
it'll be a little later.
It'll be a little bit later. And I want to make sure I give them enough time to get on. I'm going to let them tonight. I promise y'all. Win, lose, or draw, whatever they do, I'll let them come on and say whatever they want to say.
I know I was talking on the ride here with Caleb. He talks about how entertaining those spaces are. Good and bad sometimes.
Right.
Said it's like none other. So
it can be. It has a lot to it. But I always see people people always come up to me like, "Oh, I'm listening to your spaces." I don't even know some of these people sometimes, so I'm always shocked actually at the diversity of it.
I've met 3 people tonight that told me they listen to Spaces, and I couldn't tell you who they are. And I'm on there, but it ain't me.
Right,
you know what I mean? I'm just there with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
right.
All right. Well, I guess I'll see you tonight. I
All
don't know what to say to that.
All right, we will be on there.
So, all right. Appreciate Martell Stevens, PRMD, tuning in. We'll be back here in about 2 minutes for the second half kickoff. All right, back here for the second half kickoff. The Tigers are set to kick off to the Panthers. Joined again by Logan Pettit. Logan, you got any crazy first half thoughts? I know I just asked him.
Kind of just echoing Martell's sentiments. I mean, there's been a lot more opportunities for Cocoa than they've been able to capitalize on because of penalties. But even when you say that, they had 2 touchdowns called off the board. They still scored on that drive. Defensively, they've just been absolutely lights out. And, Newberry's kind of trying to throw the book at them, and it's the wrong book. They lined up in the power eye. They lined up in spread looks and whatever, and they just really can't get any much offensive traction going. Cocoa almost got this ball back.
Almost, it was not intended for any type of onside kick. It was just a pooch kick that Newberry did not come up and get, and he tried his darndest to get that one and couldn't get his hands on it.
It's going to be 1st and 10 Panthers from the 21-yard line.
Caleb, we may have broke the internet with Martell being on BSN at the same time, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully Alan doesn't fire you or me. You got to deal with them a lot more than I do, so we'll leave it at that. 1st and 10 for Newberry on the 20-yard line. What are we debating here as officials?
I think the Tiger faithful think it's their ball, but it bounced out and went out of bounds.
But they were trying to determine if it's a penalty from what I could tell because the referee.
Should it be? I mean, does Newberry have to touch it?
They do not.
Because Cocoa touched it, yeah.
10 yards is live ball.
Then, no, there shouldn't be a penalty.
I think they're trying to determine if the kicking team hits it out of bounds. Is it theirs? But it shouldn't be. And what are we going to have here?
Well, you're going to get a 5-yard penalty. Whoa.
They're going to mark
35-yard line, yeah. 4-2 situation for the Newberry Panthers.
I got to be honest with you, though, Logan. Obviously, I'm not going to get an explanation tonight, but I might be able to make a call to Lloyd Roberts. I'm not sure if he saw his picture yet, so he might block my number. But I'll have to ask about that one later.
I guess the real explanation would be the receiving team has to touch it before it goes out of bounds. There's that setup that they were going for. Safety couldn't get over the top. Yet, they were going to try and throw that now and go. They ran that down there in the, backed up on their own goal line and certainly had that played off of it. The back of the diamond and the diamond formation did a good acting job, acting like he was going to get the ball on the now screen and get a little wheel out of it. Safety's got to get over the top a little bit quicker on that.
Logan, what do you think that quarterback weighs? He's listed as 6'5", but, man, he looks like Cam Newton back there.
I don't know if he's that heavy. I think he's got a rib protector on. He's big. I mean, he's every bit of 6'5", but maybe 210, 215 maybe?
Running back out the left side. He's going to have a Newberry first down into Tiger territory at the 37.
Hot start for Newberry here, and that's if they want to get back, and they're not out of this game. It's only a 17-point game. They want to get back into it. They're going to have to score quickly, and they're certainly working on that right now. Sticking to that run game, something that they certainly did not have much success with in the first half.
Rolls out right. Nice catch. O'Keefe's battle doing what he does best, being the first defender there for the Tigers to make a tackle, followed by number 16, Cameron Barlow.
Yeah, Battle's a scrappy cornerback, man. He craves contacts, which oftentimes you don't see out of DBs. Wants to come up, make the tackle, wants to get physical with the blocker, and that's a treat for a defensive coordinator, Billy.
They are flying around. I got to watch O'Keefe grow up, coached against him in the youth league, and he's just a tremendous playmaker. Great family. Seven's looking. Dunmore's going to get to the outside and pushed out of bounds and runs over somebody.
Looks like a coach, ball boy, somebody got hit in the chest.
Not sure who it was.
Neither, but good job by the Cocoa defensive front, kind of just escorting him out of bounds there. I don't know if that goes on the stat sheet as a sack, but just as good as one.
I'll tell you what, O'Keefe's grandma can throw down in the kitchen.
Oh, I
for
bet
the
you
Cocoa
can.
Tigers Little League, one of the best concession stands in the county.
Hey, man, a good concession stand makes a world of difference.
It
You know, our
does.
both of our old men were back there at the grill when we were coming up, and that was some good food then, and makes you want to go spend some money for the organization.
Logan, and that was a swing pass to number 10, and it hit him right in the noggin.
Yeah, it went through his hands and hit him in the face mask.
Incomplete. 4th down and 14.
Newberry
for
not able to
Newberry.
capitalize on their early success.
Yep, Miss Jen Phillips knows what I'm talking about. That Cocoa Kitchen is something else. I try to put Cocoa on the West Melbourne schedule away every year just so I can go eat at that kitchen. Because I know I can get my own concession stands food anytime I want, but I can't get that Cocoa Tiger kitchen.
Heck of a punt there. What do they got over there, Bill?
A little bit of everything,
Yeah?
Logan.
Where do they play at?
Right
Over there?
Literally like maybe half of a mile or
I
quarter
live on
mile.
the island. I live 15 minutes away. Maybe I got to swing by on a Saturday.
You will. You definitely got to. It's some good cooking.
What a beautiful crowd out here tonight on both sides of the field, ladies and gentlemen. Newberry and Cocoa.
Well, that's a good punt.
Yep, 1st and 10 for Cocoa on their own 5-yard line going out. It took a nice Newberry bounce. Cocoa's first possession with 9:42 left in the 3rd quarter. First possession of the 2nd half.
Right here, Big Blitz Stadium.
A little bunch tight set. Hand off to Lane. Lane looking. Teeter. Nice block by Teeter. Lane slung down to the 10-yard line.
As he darts his way to a 5-yard
Gadsden
gain.
14-7 over Bowles, and Cardinal Mooney 21-7 over Bishop Verot.
Ooh.
That will be the other 2A games. Booker won today 41-6, so big win by Booker T.
Who'd they play?
I'm not sure. I know Northwestern lost on the last-second field goal. The West was very interesting, Logan, because they were being investigated for a lot of things, and they were kind of letting the season play out, so would have been weird had they been a 3A state champion. And Boggs going, Brady overthrows them.
That pass is going to be overthrown.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. Kind of the same situation that Central got hit with, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, but they were letting Western play it out, so how they
Right.
won a state title, would they have had to vacate, and we had no
vacated, I
3A
guess, yeah.
state champions. So
Yeah,
what-
I assume that's how it would have gone.
Teddy Bridgewater and the Bulls lost today, so maybe he'll pick up an NFL spot for the remainder of the season. I don't know. I know he was down there spending it.
A couple teams that could use him.
Handoff Lane gets the outside. He's going to have
It's going to be close,
he'll be very close to a Cocoa first down.
depending on the spot. I think from here it looks like he has it,
Well, I can tell you this.
and they're going
They're
to
gonna give
move
it
the
to him.
chains. Yeah.
I'd be going for it either way because I got a 6'5" quarterback. And Caleb loves it. Get your rear end under center and fall forward for a yard.
Listen, man. I love going for it on 4th down as much as the next guy, but from your own 15-yard line is aggressive.
I watched Gary Boswell coach for 20 years, and he never punted.
Fair.
We're also talking about little kid football, but hey.
It's a little
all right.
different situation, but
Wide opens. Kelly hard overshoots him. Logan, I'm not sure if he had any pressure in his face. I didn't see any. I think he just kind of missed him on that one.
two ends were kind of bearing down on him a little bit, specifically from his right-hand side. And I think he's kind of fortunate. I think who's 11 here on the roster?
Chris Kelly.
Chris Kelly. It might be a little bit fortunate there. That might have been a hospital ball if he hits him in stride. The one of their safeties was kind of playing creeper over the middle, and it would have been a big hit, I think. Went back to a 2-safety look, 2 deep safeties. Really smart with the success Cocos have running the ball, but really only using one middle linebacker, and That's going to keep happening.
Lane with a punishing run. Very close to a personal foul. Number 6, Darius Ford on the tackle for the Panthers.
He was still in bounds.
Yep.
I mean, momentum had stopped, and he didn't necessarily need to do that, but
First down for the Tigers. And Logan, if I'm Coach Schneider and I'm calling plays, I'm going to run the ball until you show me you can stop it, because
exactly.
if I'm going to get 5 or 6 yards a pop, I'll just bleed this clock.
Well, it's still an interesting kind of formation. They're going with wide on their. Oh, that was good eye candy there. Hardison's got to cut that inside, but they're going with one middle linebacker. They're taking their other linebacker and putting him out on a slot. So really, you're showing a man-to-man look or a cover two man with 2 high safeties with one linebacker in the middle. You run inside zone, you can run a dart, you can run power, you can run whatever you want right in between the tackles and pick up 4 or 5 yards.
And I'm not going to lie to you, Logan. They faked the jet sweep, pulled the guard to influence like they were running trap, faked it to Lane, and threw the swing pass to the jet
Oh,
sweep
your
guard.
boy Ford got totally caught off guard on that.
That's going to bring up 2nd and 7.
And maybe that's by design because, we've seen Logan McLeod make plays. He's probably athletic enough to, match up with a slot receiver ordinarily, but
An empty set. Hart takes a snap, throws it quick. Boggs drops it incomplete.
tried to cut upfield before he had possession of the ball. A rare mistake by Javen Boggs.
3rd and 7 for the Tigers. .27 in the 3rd quarter.
Look, the middle of the field is wide open.
Boggs looking, got DL down the middle, incomplete, little behind him. 4th and 7. Trout set to punt for Coco. FIU, the site of the state championships this year.
Pitbull Stadium, and that's blocked. That punt just got blocked. Well, that's troubling.
Yeah. Galley up 16 to 10 and a half. Had a touchdown taken off the board with a block in the back.
Yeah, now, I mean, it's kind of the first time this defense, other than the end of the half where you really had time on your side, this is the first time this defense has been somewhat backed up, and this puts a little bit added pressure on them, trying to keep them out of the end zone. I mean, 7 points makes this a completely different ball game.
Appreciate our 3rd quarter sponsor, SENA-TECH. 7's going to keep it. That's Colin around the right side. That's a big joker running to the right. Gain of 8. Athletic quarterback, Colin Dunmore.
Yeah, just quarterback power out of the bunch look, the tight bunch. Hits the hole, gets up in there, and picks up good yardage. Now you got a shot to the end zone here if you want it. Doing that same look, just flip sides, this tight bunch, the wide side of the field.
Looks like he wanted to toss it. He's going to throw this one. Number 4 is there. And that's Hilson on the tackle. You think that was by design, Logan, or was he looking for the toss?
No, it was a roll. It was like a waggle almost out of that bunch look. Or maybe not a waggle, but a spacing concept, and that was your arrow.
Officials timeout, water break. We'll get one more read in for SENA-TECH for the night.
Yeah, let's tell them about SENA-TECH. Located in Melbourne, Florida, SENA-TECH has provided low-voltage electrical services to Central Florida since 2006. They specialize in commercial, industrial, and new construction projects. SENA-TECH is a family-oriented atmosphere and an employee-first mission. Their company is driven by the success of their clients. SENA-TECH is proud to be customer-focused and believe in giving back to the community through donations and volunteer work. SENA-TECH is often referred to as the one-stop shop for low-voltage electrical wiring and top-of-the-line security systems. Following are some of the services that they do specialize in: access control systems, audio and video installation, voice and data, structured cabling, system design and consulting, project management, electrical services and repairs, security camera installation and maintenance, and so much more. For more information, you can visit them online at www.sena-tech.com or call them at 321-600-4990.
First and 10 on the 19-yard line for the Panthers. Quarterback keep to the outside.
He's a load to bring down now.
He's going to gain about 4.
Surprised they haven't tapped into his athleticism earlier in the game. I mean, he looks good with the ball in his hands. Maybe not the fastest player out there, but he's big and can pick up yards. And that's just a simple, quarterback sweep.
You ever been to Newberry?
No. Do you know where Newberry is?
I know it's like west of Alachua County.
Yes.
Before Lake City.
Yes. I've maybe driven through it.
Dunmore's looking. He's going to roll. Pushed out of bounds. Flag on the play in the area of holding.
That came in late now, and you got 2 Newberry offensive linemen down. I'm not entirely sure that it will be holding, Billy. It could be some sort of unsportsmanlike. Oh, it is holding. Okay.
My dad's parents used to live in Madison County, so I got to see them play, but never really. When I think of Newberry, I think of Newberry, South Carolina, for whatever reason. Not Newberry, Florida, but I know that Newberry is in Newberry, Florida.
It is.
I heard you ask Jackson that last week, so I'm making sure I remembered.
That's a fun little side quest I have in this broadcast with Jackson, to try and stump him with where some of these schools are located. Much like Lake Placid is in Lake Placid.
Yeah.
But yeah, Madison County, I mean, they're nothing. I've driven through there, dozens of times going to school at Florida State. There is not anything in Madison County, Florida.
Nothing. The only eatery there was and where my grandparents used to go is a gas station off of State Road 6.
Heck yeah. Very rural.
Left number 10, nowhere to go. Great job by the Cocoa Tiger defense. There was all 3 D linemen on that one.
Very good.
Newberry is about 25 minutes west of Gainesville. Horse country.
Horse country indeed.
I guess that's more Ocala, but Third and 16 for the Panthers. Dunmore drops back. He's looking, trying to buy some time. He's going to throw it down the middle. Incomplete. Intended for number 17, Javion Long.
Got away with a big-time hold on the edge, too. You had Sandman rushing the passer to the Coco's sideline side of the field, and offensive lineman had every bit of the jersey on his shoulder pad and was still almost able to bear down some pressure on him. Choice bringing out this kicker for a long field goal again. We saw at the end of the half.
4:21.
I mean, this a little bit closer, but.
Yeah, 4:21 left in third quarter.
He's kicking with the wind rather than against the wind.
Yeah, that's true, Caleb. He is kicking with the wind, but the other kick was about 40 yards too wide.
Well, let's hope that his NCAA 25 kicking meter is not as fast as the one I have to use. Atlantic over St. Thomas Aquinas, 28-14.
Whoa.
Kick is up.
That
and
one's
what a
good.
boot. It does
Yeah,
look good.
all right.
It is good.
You lined that one up perfectly.
Niceville over Lincoln, 21-3. Lakeland over Tampa Bay Tech, 14-0. And Manatee up 38-0 on Riverdale, and we'll run the clock. Logan, I got to be honest. I don't know how I feel about a 38-0 regional final.
You don't like it, as like a, outside observer and a fan of good football. I mean, if you're a Manatee coach or player, you're probably pretty thrilled about it.
I would imagine. I would imagine. That Atlantic team we played my junior year, double overtime. We came back and beat them 28-21 at home.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Anticipating an onside kick here, they got the hands team on. Billy, they got Troy Silverzon out there, the backup quarterback. It's always intrigued me that you would put your quarterback on the hands team. What's the thought process behind that?
I can tell you this, just, what little bit I saw Troy play in youth league. He's just an athlete. He's got great hands. He's physical. He's not afraid of contact. So
well, right, but I mean, when I played, we would put our quarterback on the hands team. Coach Oz would put our quarterback on the hands team. It always struck me as it's kind of odd. Maybe because he's handling snaps.
I gotta ask you, though, was it ever Sterling Munich on
It was, oh yeah.
I feel like
Mazzoni was on there.
Yeah,
well, he had little hands.
Sterling Munich, I know you're not watching. You're somewhere off the grid doing something.
He's a doctor.
Really?
Yeah, in New York City.
Okay, well, he's definitely not off the grid.
He's literally in the grid.
I definitely got him confused with Evan Holt, maybe. I don't know.
I saw Evan Holt the other night.
I heard he was in town.
He is. We went to the UCF basketball game. In fact, Evan just texted me.
1st and 10 for Coco on the 20-yard line. Low snap. Hart gets it up. Slant to Boggs. Boggs breaks one tackle. First down, Tigers.
That's going to be enough for a Tiger first down.
What kind of doctor is Sterling?
He may be a PA.
Was his dad a doctor?
His dad was a real estate agent.
Real estate.
He might not be a full-blown doctor. Like, what is that, a PA, a physician's assistant? Might be, but he...
I never really pictured Sterling Munich living in New York City.
Yeah, yeah.
Hart throws a swing out the teeter. Got a good block by Hardison. Breaks to the outside. Another tackle down to the 41-yard line. Going to be 1 yard shy of another Coco first down. 2nd and 1 for the Tigers. Caleb, you see this guy right here in the Buccaneers hat? I can't remember his name. I met him at our Super Bowl a couple weeks ago. But if I tell you, he wore out the concrete at Palm Bay High School, and he's doing the same thing here, back and forth. He is funny as all get out. I cannot remember his name. 2nd and 1 for the Tigers.
I think you're going to get a
Flag.
false start.
Yep.
It's like the guard might have hiccuped.
Embarrassing moment at the Super Bowl, Caleb. My 10U team wins the Super Bowl, and I'm getting ready to bring them out their trophy. I'm the vice president, so I got to bring it to them. And I drop my own team's trophy and breaks in half.
Way to go, dude.
It was great.
Get one team in the Super Bowl, and then you drop and break the trophy?
Yeah, well, at least they got half, good enough half to take a picture.
Fair enough. That looked very face masky, Billy, and I don't think they're going to get called for it.
And Coach Schneider is not happy.
Yeah, they're not going to call that. I guess they're going to say he got him around the neck, but
3rd down.
I don't know. From the bird's eye view we got, Billy, it looked like a face mask.
3rd down and 7 for the Tigers. We are about at the 3-minute and 30-second mark here in the 3rd quarter. And we should have a false start.
They threw it to the defensive side. You're going to get encroachment.
I don't know what Duran's saying here. Oh, there's no telling. 3rd and 1 again. Hand off to Lane. He's going to be close. See where they spot
very
it.
Close. I just got fact checked. Sterling is actually down in San Diego now. In case you were curious.
We have a flag that comes in.
I don't see it. Is there a flag?
I don't see a flag. Oh, yeah, there is, right by the official's
Official's
foot
foot.
there. So this is going to result in a first down either way.
First down, Coco. Dead ball, personal foul on Newberry. Tack on 15.
That'll add on to the first down run by Lane.
Got to check my parlays real quick while we got an intermission. Gamble at your own risk. Don't listen to me.
If you or somebody has a problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
Tigers break the huddle.
All right, first and 10 for Coco. Hart drops back. He's taking a deep shot. He's got DL deep. Touchdown, Coco.
Wow. Finally gets a step deep on somebody, and it's DL Hardison. I mean, he had a good 2 or 3 steps on him just on a simple go route. Brady waited for him to get past him, and DL does a nice job stacking the DB, and great job coming down with the catch.
They've been looking for that deep ball all night. If you're on Hard Rock, there was a $10 bet for that touchdown in third quarter. I'm just kidding. I just had to see if the Chiefs won, honestly, Caleb. That's all I was worried about.
Did they?
They did. They squeaked one out again, as always.
They're playing with fire.
Kick is up. Kick is good. 24-3. 2:57 left in the third quarter. Coco set to kick off with 2:57 left in the third quarter.
Another little pooch kick. Newberry's able to get under it and hits the deck. Wise decision.
Yeah, that might be one of those where you don't want to get hit, so let's go down. See what the referee's going to have a conversation with here. Nope. I don't know who put that in there, but it's not 24/7. 24-3. Got a discussion here of some sort.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. They're talking to a Newberry coach.
Not sure what's really to discuss after that play, you know?
Caught the ball and went down.
It's your team. It's your time. So why not save time and avoid the hassles of waiting in line? No need for cash. Buy your tickets online at GoFan.com. That's GoFan.com. GoFan is the official online ticketing provider for the FHSAA. GoFan.
Caleb got one of these fancy passes.
I got one.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa.
It's in the car, though.
I guess us guys in Heritage don't get those things, huh?
No. Only elite members of this organization get them.
I I'm hoping I get me to a bowl game again this year, Caleb. We went to the Florida State-Oklahoma game a couple years ago, didn't we?
I was there as well, but I was in the stands. I don't know if I'd be able to stop myself from, like, cheering.
Quarterback draw from Dunmore. Nice move.
Good move. Yeah, it's an athletic kid, man. He does got a little Cam Newton to him when he's running the ball.
I'd say this, Logan. I think me and Caleb hung out in the press upper area for a while, and then we went down on the field. And I think Caleb went first, and then I kind of finished. Okay, so I kind of just hung out in the field by myself there at the end. I didn't have any Florida State stuff on, anything on, but I was cheering a little bit.
Okay. Well, I was gutting it out. I was sitting next to my wife's cousin, who's an Oklahoma fan, so that was really sweating that one out. But obviously, we pulled that one out. And
First and 10. He's looking. He's going to throw the deep ball. He has
got
a
step
man.
on him.
And off his fingertips. That was a beautiful throw.
That was a great throw, and he's got to come away with that one. Hits him right in the fingertips, maybe a little long on him, but, it's not like it just went through the tops of his fingertips. He had the good portion of his fingers on it. Should be able to haul that one in and would have changed the scoreboard a little bit.
Coco's secondary definitely got to pay a little bit more attention. They've got some receivers getting behind him if you're a Tiger fan.
Yeah, it's twice they've ran that little bubble and go action. That, the first time they ran it, they were successful, and they ran it out of that diamond bunch. This time you had the slot receiver on a little bubble, and I don't know if he looked like he was stock blocking and then took off with it, but he definitely split the corner in the safety.
2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Tigers bring the blitz. Throw over the middle. Intended, it kind of was in the middle of two receivers. Logan, we have a cool, crisp 61 degrees right now.
Ooh, chilly.
Caleb has no jacket. I told him he should grab a jacket before I picked him up, and he said he was fine.
Tough guy. Not me. I got a jacket on.
How about, I'm with you, too.
I'm jumping back over that line of.
I will say, though, half of my long sleeve attire was to cover up my Florida State tattoo because, we're not very good right now, I'm kidding.
What are you kidding about?
We're definitely not good. Seven's looking. Nice block. Oh, he is all over the place with the ball.
He's got to be careful carrying the ball like that.
It's going to bring up 4th and about 6. Yeah, there's no jokes. Florida State does stink, but, it's nice artwork. Coach Bobby says football weather. That indeed it is.
I'm not taking my jacket off. Mine's covered, too. Looked like it was going to rain today, and it didn't. It just got cold.
It had a little bit of a mist pregame, but it was so windy it was never actually made it down.
Yeah.
That was the slowest punt I've ever seen, but nice punt at that.
Should have been blocked. What am I going to say, Caleb?
And it's going to roll into the end zone because the Panthers weren't paying much attention, lost it in the lights. Coco 1st and 10 on their own 20 as we start another drive with 1:08 left in the third quarter.
As a Gamer fan, if you told me we had the opportunity a month ago to finish 7-5, I would have told you were the lead.
Yeah, I did not see the Gators winning 7 this year, Caleb.
No, extend Billy.
Yeah, keep them going.
Keep him there.
I take it you're not going up there tomorrow.
No.
Save your time and gas.
Yeah, now that I'm gone from Tallahassee, I just don't see much of a point of driving up there to watch a football game when I could watch it on my couch, good or bad,
Yeah.
That's a whole weekend, and they mark up the hotel rooms. It's not like you can drive home the same day.
Handoff right side, gain of about 6. Yeah, it's kind of the point where I wish my grandparents still lived in Madison,
That would be nice, yeah.
Little hour drive from the stadium. We got an injured Tiger on the field. Texas versus Texas A&M. Who you got tomorrow night?
Oh, I like Texas in that one. A&M coming off of a heartbreaker and what was that, quintuple overtime?
Something of that nature.
Yeah.
Not sure what number you just said. It went way too fast through my brain. But
That's
yeah.
5, Billy.
Okay.
Quintuple.
Okay. We had a Little League game go to 9 overtimes this year.
Good Lord.
And the crazy part is nobody wanted to score.
What's the, is it, do you have to start
Kansas
going
City
for 2?
Nope.
Nope.
High school rules, Kansas City tiebreaker from the 10-yard line.
10-yard line, okay.
Lane is up on his own feet. Good to see. Guess who's checked in? Number 25, the freshman Javion Scott.
Heck yeah, give him the ball. I love this kid.
He's a great football player.
He sure is. There he goes.
Nice run by Javion Scott. Javion Scott. Who knows? The roster says Javion. I call him Jay-Sean. Somebody will correct me in the comments.
Call him what you want. He's a ball player, man.
I've enjoyed watching this kid. He led his team to an AAU state title or national title at Cocoa Little League. Great run. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage on that one. He's tough. He's hard-nosed. He's physical. My favorite thing about him, Logan, is he's coachable.
That's the biggest thing, too. I mean,
that'll be the end of the third quarter. The Cocoa Tigers on top of Newberry, 24-3. Coming up here. Second and 10 for the Tigers. Going deep. He's got
a
Boggs.
step on him.
Completed to the 27-yard line.
Newberry's fortunate that the field's not 2 yards wider because we're talking about 6.
Logan, I know you don't coach anymore, so you don't hear the kids' lingo, but this whole stadium just went blur when he caught the ball.
Well, he blurred him. I know what that means.
All right, just making sure. I know we're not old yet, but.
Oh, he did. He got a step on him, stacked him, like we've seen a number of times.
They didn't cheer for the catch or nothing. They just went straight to it. Handoff Scott. Scott up the middle.
Look at him go. Balance. It's a freshman in a regional final.
First down, Tigers. Boggs looking. I'm sorry. Brady Hart looking. Rolls left. Throws it. I'm not sure. Well, that was intended for Teeter. Pass interference.
That's going to the 2-yard line, though. But we got a flag over here on the sideline as well. I don't think he crossed the line of scrimmage or anything. Be interesting to see. That one's definitely pass interference, but I'd be interested to see what the flag is right over here on, what is that, the 35-yard line?
Yeah. And, Logan, if it's a holding penalty, that's in a weird spot.
That's a strange place to put a hold.
Nobody was over there.
Yeah. I don't think it would be a sideline warning either, right? Roughing the passer.
Looks like they appear to both be on the defense.
Yeah, and if that's the case, I think you definitely want to take the pass interference because by rule that occurred in the end zone. That should put the ball around the 2-yard line. Oh, it's going to be defensive holding. So they will decline that one. And
you know, Logan, that was an interesting spot for the penalty because Brady Hart was 20 yards to the left of that flag.
Well, maybe the ref's got a noodle arm. Couldn't get it that far.
They're not all Scooter Morrison?
No.
Okay. Timeout Newberry with 11:15 left in the ball game. Gamerz R Us bringing us this fourth quarter.
Yes, sir. Gamerz R Us is back on BSN, and they have been all year supporting the Cocoa Tigers. Christmas is right around the corner, so if you have a gamer in your life, you're in luck. Gamerz R Us is a growing gaming community focused on cardboard, tabletop, and video games. Gamerz R Us hosts casual as well as competitive tournaments for Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dragon Ball Super, and so much more. If you're interested in something like that, you want to go down there and play, again, that could be a casual or a competitive tournament. Go show your chops at one of those games, or maybe you want to pick up some packs for your deck or whatever. Go visit them at 801 Dixon Blvd, or you could call Seth at 321-735-7057. But we are extremely thankful for Gamerz R Us to be back and sponsoring our streams. And it looks like we did get a flag on a coach.
Yeah, Logan, that was a great read. I apologize, I didn't pay much attention to your read because I'm pretty sure he just threw out a coach.
Nice. Well, there's 2 flags. Yeah, he's throwing somebody out.
Is that a coach or is that a player?
It's a coach.
And I'm talking about here in the blue shirt and the jersey and the jacket here walking out to the kids. He just dropped another flag.
That's a coach walking out there. The big guy?
Yeah.
That's a coach. 2. And he's out of there. And that's 2 unsportsmanlike penalties, and they're both dead balls. So you can, not that it matters. I mean, you're at the 9-yard line, 8-yard line, but.
Coach Twan said he don't know who getting ejected, but somebody getting up out of here.
Sure are.
Ain't nothing like going to have to sit on the bus, huh?
Yeah.
Long way from home.
Yeah, that's a ride. Get back home. I mean, score stands, you get thrown out. And
I believe it was the head coach.
Well, yeah, they're hugging him up, and it very well might be.
So he called a timeout to discuss something, and obviously something happened. So let me ask you this, Logan. Being that you're nowhere near home, obviously I know you probably don't know the answer to this. Can you go sit in the stands? You got to go sit in the bus? Where do you got to go?
Well, if you're the home team, you can just go sit in the locker room.
Well, yeah, that of course.
So I would imagine you probably sit in the stands. I don't know. We certainly can't be on the sideline. We know that.
Well, I don't blame him for sticking around, hugging all of his players, because obviously whatever transpired, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to see somebody ejected, but obviously whatever occurred in the officials' eyes warranted an ejection.
Yeah, I don't know if you just got to get on the other side of the fence or if you have to physically be gone.
The fans giving him,
And the fans, speaking of, I mean, that's a good contingent over there for Newberry, making a 2.5, 3-hour trip down here to Cocoa. Yeah, and I tend to believe that is the head coach, Billy, just by the reception that his players gave him.
Well, like I said, you never want to see it, so it's unfortunate. And if this is the end of their season, that he had to.
The Florida High School Athletic Association recognizes its corporate partners who help make the FHSAA.
Well, maybe we'll get another number on the stream here.
So Coach McKinnon says you have to fully leave the stadium. I thought that was the answer.
Okay.
I was just curious, being that you're 3 hours away from home. I guess you got to go sit on the bus, or
the bus is inside the stadium.
the
the
bus
is
is
over there. Okay. So yeah, he's probably gonna go sit on the bus. Go to Waffle House off 520.
Pick him up on the way out,
Yeah.
Coach Connor.
Yeah, go get some smothered hash browns and Burt's chili.
For the 2024 FHSAA Football Championship.
Well, he called timeout. I mean, something's still going on because I think the officials are waiting for him to actually leave the stadium, which it does appear that he has left the stadium. Marcus Lumpkin tuning in. Marcus, you missed it. I had a nice picture of Mr. Lloyd Roberts earlier. Oh, Waffle House is gone. Huh?
R.I.P.
Yeah, the one on 192 shut down too. You know what I mean?
What's going on with Waho, man?
All I got is Denny's. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to be honest. Is this a safe space?
Whatever.
Denny's is better.
Okay. Is that while you've been downtown or prior to going downtown? Handoff up the middle. They're going to let Jay Scott finish one. Jay Scott bounces to the outside. Touchdown.
It's
We're going to have a
come
flag.
back.
The flag is sitting right there. And we're going to have holding against the Tigers.
Holding against Coco. I'm glad our fans are at least into our jokes or whatever you want to call them.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
letting us know that the Waffle House has actually been taken over by something else. So we do try to keep you entertained. We might be corny, but I mean that's up for you guys to tell us.
I think we're pretty funny.
Yeah, I think so. Caleb does. He's trying to keep Caleb awake over here. First and goal from the 11-yard line for the Tigers. Scott looking, throws, slant. Ooh,
Had
nice
him too.
ball
That was a
placement.
very good ball.
Intended for DL Hardison, incomplete.
Number 11, Kelly. It's going to bring up second and goal.
Coach Sam, all the way from Colorado. Hope you're doing good.
Sitting right there at the Panther 11-yard line.
I saw Gabe earlier. Well, Logan, I think they got us beat. They say IHOP has $6 specials.
Yeah, but I mean, you're gonna eat at an IHOP?
Is it nothing like the Grand Slam at Denny's, or though? I'm not really sure. Hart drops back, throws a screen, intended for Lane.
Oh.
Incomplete, almost intercepted.
Incomplete, intended for Lane.
IHOP is on 520.
Third and goal.
I'll tell you this, Logan. My favorite place to come up here when I'm here is either Kay's Barbecue or I'm a big Ryan's fan. Big Ryan's Cocoa Village fan.
Oh, Ryan's is great, man. I'll tell you where else in the village is 10 Whiskey if you haven't been there.
That's not bad either. I'll tell you this. If you went to Ryan's today earlier, you could have watched the Newberry Panthers eat at Ryan's on the top and then go warm up in Cocoa Village where the Cocoa Tigers get their state championship rings. We may or may not have shot some videos and caused some problems, but we'll leave that to a different subject matter.
Brevard County, BSN had no.
Yeah, BSN does not support my statement. Hart rolling, Hart throws wide
Got him
open.
open.
Teeter, touchdown. Great job by Brady Hart.
Brady's
extending
doing
the play.
a wonderful job of navigating the pocket and keeping his eyes downfield. And credit to the receivers for rolling with him, getting themselves open.
Has given the Tigers another touchdown.
10:23 left in the fourth quarter. Mike Moffitt says Waffle House on Malabar is going strong. You never know who you're going to get free promo on BSN, Caleb. Waffle House, IHOP, Denny's. We don't know who is getting free promo around here.
And the kick is up.
Kick is good. We do know that Marcus Trout is one of the best kickers in the state, so we'll give him his promo because he's hit them all tonight. 31-3 Tigers, 10:23 left.
Oh, me and Caleb saw him send one over the fence into the Swamp back there.
Is also a great place to go hang out. Kick goes into the back of the end zone, touchback.
Update from Gaston County. It's going to be Gaston County 14, Jacksonville Bowl 7. 9. Hey, Barrage Sports is 9, 14-9. Alrighty then. Move right along.
Smothered, covered, and chunked Waffle House for the win. Mitchell's is an awesome place for breakfast.
So is Debbie's Diner on the island.
Logan, I definitely thought you still lived in like North Melbourne Parkway
no, sir.
area. So
No, man.
rolling all over the place. Hilson
Oh,
all
not
over.
a-
Ball's out. Ball's out of the back of the end zone. Safety.
2 more. Most demoralizing play in football, Billy, because not only do you get points, you get the ball back.
I know Hilson wanted that one, but he kind of hit his feet. So 33-3. Tigers get the ball back.
And that was just, trying to do too much out of the quarterback there. Not only was he running backwards, but he had the ball just kind of in his hand, just palming it. And that was bound to happen eventually. And you got Hilson and more members of this Cocoa Tiger defense bearing down on you. It's a dangerous situation to be in.
Well, Logan, for me, I always say this. If you're Cocoa, you got to get out of these next 10 minutes with nothing crazy going on because you got something to play for next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Can they onside this?
Actually, I believe you can.
That'd be kind of crazy. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Billy. And whoever you play next week could,
O'Keefe battle with the reception. O'Keefe made a Newberry Panther defender miss, and he took out his own guy with a big hit.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I was saying, Billy, whoever you play next, that's the playoffs. It's only going to get tougher from here on out. And this is a darn good Newberry team, and it's looking like they're going to make basketball season come a little early for them.
I tell you what, I'm so glad Florida State basketball has started.
Pretty good, too.
Yeah, we are.
And the Tigers offense take the field here. It's going to be 1st and 10.
Yeah, I think we both can be happy that there's just one more football game tomorrow for our old Seminoles, and then we can focus on the important things like who's going to be our next offensive coordinator and why is it going to be Brennan Marion.
It will be. Handoff Scott left side, gain of 8.
We can extrapolate all offseason how good the go-go offense is going to look in Tallahassee.
Mike Norvell should have been landing a helicopter right over there and been at this game tonight and done everything he can from keeping Brady Hart from going to Texas A&M. But, hey.
I agree.
Duran Guilford back and dancing on the sideline. It's great to see him back in a Cocoa Tiger uniform. Swing out to Lane to the right side. Big
Good block by Hardison.
T.L. Hardison, he's had done a great job all night catching the ball, but he's done a hell of a job blocking tonight. False start on.
False start against the Tigers.
I'm not sure what Terrell's saying. My buddy Terrell knows. I know he's a Gator. Well, I'm not sure if he's a Gator. He might be, like, who's the number 1 team? Is he an Oregon Duck? I'm not really sure what he is. He's a Commodore / Panther / Pirate. Jay Scott still on his feet.
It's going to be a face mask, I think, right there. There's a flag down at the 35-yard line.
I can't remember if he's a Chiefs or a Lions fan. Something about his winning health. So he's a fan of whoever's the best team.
Oh, okay.
I support it. You know, no one wants to have a bad team to support. So he's a fan of winning health, he says.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I'm assuming this week maybe the Gators are on a 2-game win streak. He's a fan of the Gators. I'm not sure. He's an Oregon fan. 8:38 left in the ball game. 8:38.
I'm going to start pulling for, like, FCS teams during the FCS playoff. I'm just going to pick one to go on a run and see how that goes for me.
Galley up 26-17. Commodores trying to hang on. I like Coach Terrell. He's a coach of, like, the Melbourne Chargers or something like that. I'm not really sure. I think he needs to help our buddies at Palm Bay High. Scott, left side, spins out of it.
Look at him. Freshman. Regional final game. I mean, he didn't run like a freshman, man.
12-yard gain. Tiger first down.
Love watching this kid play.
The block by number 65 up there on that offensive line.
I knew Terrell would set me straight. Oregon fan, Lions fan, Dodgers fan.
Checks out.
He hasn't picked his basketball team yet because, you know, it's kind of early.
Too early in the season, yeah.
Right.
That's going to bring up first and goal.
Backside, DN was able to make that tackle. Big number 90. 7:45 and rolling, 33-3. If the Tigers can get in, Coach, it'll be a
Don't
run
say it.
clock.
Well, no, we're not going to get it.
Think so?
No.
And it's going to bring up second and goal for the Tigers here.
Coach Dan Hunger, he certainly has been a workhorse for the Cocoa Tigers. He had 2 great coaches in Coach Schott and Coach Tony Williams. Timeout, Cocoa.
7:09 remaining in this ball game. We're going to have a timeout, Coco.
Well, I know if O'Galley wins, I believe they're at home next week because they were the 1 seed.
Yes, sir. Don't forget about our food trucks. Think you's out here, ladies and gentlemen. On your way out, stop by.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. Well, obviously, we don't know with the whole reseeding reseeding next week if Cocoa will or will not be home. We'll find out Sunday, I believe, or Saturday, whenever they make that decision. I can imagine if the Cocoa Tigers are home, Allen will be here. If they're away, Allen will probably be there, depending if we get that broadcast sponsorship, I believe.
Along with Holy Smoke Barbecue. That's right. Check them out on the way out. Still make nice snacks.
Sarah, we're not sure yet on where they will play. I know there was a scenario of Bulls one they could be at home, but then I heard that was not quite true. Slant, touchdown, DL Hardison, second one of the day. Tigers hit the running clock. Someone did tell them at Ryan's today that it would be a running clock, but I'm not going to say who that was, Caleb. We'll leave that alone because that message is not sponsored by BSN. It'll be sponsored by me. But Kick is up. Kick is good. 40-3. Tigers on top. 6:30 and rolling here in the fourth quarter.
Billy, every playoff game I have called so far has been a running clock.
Yeah?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I think Cocoa might need you on the road next week.
depends on where they're at. I mean,
Well, I believe they could potentially be in Gadsden County.
Okay,
But I'm going to
well-
ask you, do you know where Gadsden County is?
yeah, it's Havana. It's just like northwest of Tallahassee. Not very far, though. You can get off exit 199 when you're going to Tallahassee, and instead of making a left to go towards the capital, you would make a right.
All right, well, I didn't expect you to know all of that, so I don't really have an answer or anything to say. That was quite impressive.
Well, I lived there for 4.5 years. I mean,
Okay, well, that makes sense. I was fully expecting a Logan and Jackson moment that I could just tell you where, but I didn't really know where, so that was pretty good.
Billy, you're talking to the Geography Bowl champion 3 years running at Lockmar Elementary School, okay?
I forgot you were a Lockmar legend alumni.
Class of 06, baby.
Okay. Yep. That's a far trip for the Tigers. That's a 5-hour trip next
It's a
Friday.
hike, yeah. I mean, it's past Tallahassee.
Yeah. That kick's going to go into the end zone. Touchback. .609 and rolling. I got to be honest with you. That clock had to have stopped because I swear it was 6:30.
They
when they
had a officials timeout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I missed that. That was the
At
quick-
6:21, they had an officials timeout. Supposed to be paying attention to the game, Billy.
I'm still mesmerized by your geography lesson you just gave me. I mean, not only did you tell me where it was at, you told me how I could get there and what exits. That was pretty good. So, I don't think I'll ever forget that.
Now you know if you ever need to go.
Yeah.
You don't even need Google Maps. You can just give me a ring.
Logan Maps swing pass to the left to number 4. That is McLeod.
Ball's
Ball's
out.
out and recovered by
Tigers got
the
it.
Tigers.
Oh, bit the ball, put his head right on it, squirted it out. And things go from bad to worse.
Does Brady Hart go in, or are you going to let the youngin get some reps?
Well, it looks like Boggs and all them are going out there, so I don't know. Silverzon's back here. It doesn't look like he's ready to roll, so, well, neither does Brady.
Well,
Yeah, no, Silverzon's going to check in, I think.
I like it. Caleb, Logan, we're supposed to do some post-game interviews. I'm not sure if Caleb's attire will let him do very long interviews because it's a little chilly out there, even though he says he's fine. Who we want to interview tonight? I know I'm going to talk to my boy Duran Guilford. Okay. So Snyder and Hart. Okay. Don't ask Brady about anything about his commitment. We're going to ask about the football game. Okay. Snyder's going to call timeout.
I think
Are we just going to go straight live, Caleb?
No. They'll be recorded and played sometime over the weekend.
Okay. Over the weekend.
I think if the opportunity arises, I mean, DL, 2 touchdown
All right, we can
receptions,
talk to
blocked his
DL.
tail off. I mean,
See if we can get DL on a nice interview. See if we can get Mr. Hilson. Who would you guys at home like for us to interview? Give me 2 names. We'll see if we can make it happen. Post-game interviews.
SAA encourages the more than 260,000 students participating in interscholastic athletics in its member schools to achieve their goals through hard work, perseverance, and dedication. The use of steroids, dietary supplements, and other performance-enhancing drug substances is not the answer. Remember, nothing beats hard work.
Sarah Brady Hart officially reclassified to the class of 2025 and will be enrolling in late December, early January to Texas A&M University, according to his post today. Jay Scott looking for some running room.
that's a freshman mistake.
Well, he's got a different O-line in there, too.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. You know, with time, he'll learn, though, you know, blocking breaks down. Just put your head down, pick up what you can get.
I'm going to put on my Florida State hoodie, though. My dad wants me to interview. He said Ray and Bray Boy. Those are coaches.
I know.
Oh, Ray Kamika and Cornelius Bray Boy. I almost called him Leonard. That's my buddy, Coach Leonard, R.I.P. We miss you, buddy. Tebow up the gut. Gain of 5.
Oh, Sandman, that's a good
one.
pull. Yeah, he had a heck of a game tonight, too.
We will try to interview as much as possible. It's all a matter of how quickly they exit the field on us. We will certainly try to interview anybody that we can. I am not a professional journalist, so I don't know what kind of questions I'll be asking, but I'll make sure they're better than the average Joe. I just got to not run out of them. .255 and rolling.
Well, we'll see if they let you on the field, Billy, without a media badge like Caleb and I.
Oh, I can get on the field. I was on the field earlier. Coach Snyder likes me. Tebow running over defenders. Nice run by the freshman, number 7, Troy Silberzon.
6'4" freshman at that. Lowering the boom there. Different quarterback than Hart. Similar builds almost, but really more of a scrambler.
Silberzon keeps it. Nowhere to go. Right guard got a little bit cut up. Turnover on downs. Cocoa defense headed back out.
As Newberry will take over 1st and 10 as we are under the 2-minute mark here.
Cocoa Tigers headed to the Final Four again. State semifinal game next week. I'm sure Alan and the team will have everything posted as soon as they know when and where and what time. Is there a post-game show tonight, Caleb? No post-game show? Well, I'm going to be on Spaces, so that's going to be fun. Caleb, we can listen on the way home. Seven drops back, throws a moon ball. Incomplete, pass interference. Looks like against the Tigers.
Was a little grabby.
Logan, I had a kid, Jace Rich, and he's going to go to Melbourne. Great football player. He threw a ball in our playoff game. And I've coached this kid for a long time, so I say I could have smacked him in the head. I'm not abusing kids, right? But this joker threw the ball so dang high, it was about as high as the damn lights. And I'm like, what in the world are you doing?
We were at practice one time when I was playing for Coach Jack. And I forget who our quarterback was at the time, but he threw a toss sweep and threw it way up in the air. And you know how Jack was. He's next time he throws it that high, just fair catch it.
Nice run by number 7, Dunmore. That looks like it will be the final play. The Cocoa Tigers advance and are regional final champs, 40-3. Logan, I don't want to diminish anything that the Cocoa Tigers just accomplished, but we all know what the Cocoa Tigers are going after. Regional finals is great. They're going to celebrate tonight, but they got a bigger goal in mind. What's your final thoughts on tonight?
Oh, I think they've played their best football so far in the playoffs this year. I watched their opening round game, which Lake Placid, Coco's in a much different stratosphere than Lake Placid was. Played a great game last week. This was probably the best team that they've played so far in the playoffs in Newberry, and they went out and run the clock on them. Their defense has gotten so much better throughout the season, which has really been the difference maker. The trenches are playing hard. They have a run game that's emerging. We know what Brady can do. I think they're poised for another run at the state championship.
I'm excited to see it. We're going to be along for the journey one way or another. We did have a timeout, so there is one play left.
Oh, good.
Caleb's got to make his run downstairs. I don't know how you're going. What you got planned for this one? No running? No running?
I ran to get here on time.
Oh, you did. I had to tell the people how crazy the parking lot.
It was nuts. I came over here to park behind the locker room, and he's like, no, you got to go over there to the visitor side. I was like, well, that stinks.
And another high ball. It's going to be, well, Durant definitely missed that one. Ball game. Tigers win. We will see you guys next week. Tune in for some post-game interviews. We appreciate you guys. As always, tuning in to Brevard Sports Network. Nobody does it better than Alan Slaughter-Zinski and Caleb Cameraman Brown, Logan Pettit. We got a great team. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving weekend, and go Noles.
Bye-bye.